Yes, sir.
What's up?
Hit it with it.
What's happening?
I like
What's
it.
going
I like
on,
it,
y'all?
I'm
It's
liking it.
it's a fantastic. You know what? It's a good Wednesday. It's a Wednesday, and I realize I'm so much more friendlier. I'm so much more less hostile starting these Wednesdays because you know what?
You're not watching AEW, are you?
I have been AEW free, so maybe, just maybe, I'm going to go back and watch in a couple of weeks, and it's going to excite me again. But what's going on? It's your boy, Vernon Somoza. Hello.
Sir.
Good evening. What's up?
What's popping with you?
Hey, man, I am indie manager,
Yes, you are.
but most of all,
On
a
occasion.
wrestling podcast journalist.
I love that. The Dub PJ.
PJ, shout out to my favorite podcast out there. The
What's
Laps
the name
Fan. Shout out to the Laps Fan. I don't know. You gonna let me name them? Shout out to the Laps Fan. Shout out to Don Tony.
I love that.
And
I
Kevin
love that.
Castle that they reunited. Big up to them. They reunited.
Did they reunite?
Yes, they did. Other day they reunited randomly. What? I was like,
bigger than Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens reunited.
I'm just saying. I was like, right? I was like, that was the first wrestling podcast I discovered.
You put me on
college.
on iTunes. Yeah.
Right. And I was like, what podcast? People who talk about wrestling existed. So shout out to them that they're back. I mean, they'll probably never hear this, but hey, it was a big moment for me. And I'm a Patreon member. I was like, I pay them hard-earned cash because I'm like, yo, I'm a fan. But what's happening? Oh my God. Listen, when they said they were doing a live show, I was like, I don't care what I have to do to be there to listen to it happen live. But I mean, again, like Mania, I listened to the first hour of it live, and I was like, all right, guys, got to go to bed because I work in the morning. Good night.
Right.
And listen to the rest of it. Either way, what's going on to my boy, Frank Champion?
Touch it.
Let's touch tips. What's up, brother?
You know, I'm good. Before we get started, let them know what we on. Let them know.
So we are on the Sandbox Podcasting Network. Shout out to the friendly neighborhood media personality,
the big boss man.
The big boss man,
yes,
brother
sir.
DSP.
Yes,
shout out to you, my friend. We are the Pay Window Podcast. This is episode 29.
Crazy, ain't it?
Yo, big up to brother Ian, who was with us last week. Yo,
last week was dope. 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Last episode. And
last episode was fire.
Outside of the audio being a little funny.
It is what it is, because that's the kind of audio he had. But it was still clear. You could still hear him.
Yeah, but it was I listened to the whole episode again. Like, it was good. It was good
Very
conversation. And like I told him, I said, yo, he's somebody who I said, I thought, would be a dope episode. I'm gonna just spitball this with you right here.
All right, let's throw to the wall live. We're doing it live.
I think a great episode would be Shea Dreamer.
Yeah.
Ian.
What are you gonna call him? Ian Riccaboni?
I was gonna say I think Ian LaGreca. I think that is our LaGreca.
I think he fits that.
He fits our LaGreca.
So what is that? Are you Bully and I'm Mark?
I see. And so there, I think that I might be Bully, you might be Mark, because
Mark is such an AEW apologist, I guess.
You know what? Mark has a way of seeing things that I guess you could say. I mean, but that's why I was like, I don't know in this case. Would you be the Bully and would I be the Mark in this case? I don't know.
I feel like we kind of go back and forth with that.
I would say so either way, but I think that
sometimes
would be
we're
our
Bully,
LaGreca.
sometimes we're Mark.
Yeah. But,
okay.
But and then in maybe in another sense, because we have the logo branding we borrowed right there.
Yes, sir.
For the TSPN, shout out to the network. It also, I told you, man, I was like, I had visions of First Take, like OG First Take back in the day with the video game look to it, with the boxes and the buzzers and the clack, 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 clack.
You're talking about Around the Horn.
Oh, was it Around the Horn? Excuse me. Okay,
Around the Horn. I love that show.
Around the Horn. Okay.
Let me see if I can get the shot you're talking about now.
Remember the old joint with my man, what was the OG's name that would have the boxes? I used to have
Woody. It was Woody Harris. It was
Woody
right
and
here.
Skip. It was Woody and Skip before the big fallout.
Boom.
And the scandal, the ESPN scandal.
This is throwback. Around the Horn, brother. This is throwback, and they'd get eliminated. I like this show. I used to watch Around the Horn all the time. Shout out Shout out to Iran. I don't know how it looks now. 28th anniversary is crazy. Back has been around for 20 years, and this guy's still the host.
That is wild.
Actually, no, it was back in the day. It was Max. Okay. Then it became this guy, I believe. And they would always do this. They'd have points, negative points. If you made a good point, you got points. It was cool. I guess this is how it looks like.
Was it on Cold Pizza where they used to was the joint that the homie used to have the
First Take. Cold Pizza was First Take. Now you're not looking at
I'm thinking of First Take, right? I'm thinking of First Take where they used to have the boards and they would debate like their points.
So Cold Pizza was a show that didn't last that long. There was a cast. He did some things that were alleged, that these women
all alleged
that these women were all set with. Let's just say
that the show was all set.
Yep, Stephen A was there a lot, the young Stephen A. But yeah, Cold Pizza, man, Pizza. Yeah, Cold Pizza then turned into First Take, and I think First Take is now still on TV. Yeah, First Take is, but now it's this now. It's a debate. Yeah. Everything on sports is now debate shows. I think, but since the era of podcasting, became more prominent and people listen to that, I think now First Take, somebody taking a hot take is more important now than actually being a good journalist and backing up your claims. You know what I mean?
Listening to Don Tony, shout out to Don Tony. That's one thing he loves to say. He's like, people don't like the truth. He was like, I know sometimes you guys want to get on here and hear me rail on about something, but he was like, it's not a sexy story. He was like, there's no smoke to this fire. He was like, I know the thing that everyone's clickbaiting and everyone's going nuts about, that'd probably be the thing to get more views. He was like,
he just wants that take, right? Yeah.
He's like, I'd rather be right than be the first one. I'd rather be right than be the guy to post something than have to delete it and then pretend like my take was something totally different.
So just like half the Twitter warriors do.
Man. Speaking of Twitter,
hold on now. Before you go there, I don't want you to start yet. I had a take.
Oh no, I wasn't going to talk about that. Oh, okay.
Oh, speaking of Twitter, go ahead. What were you going to
say? Just real quick, y'all. Shout out to the different ways you can listen to our show.
Oh, go ahead.
Versions of it: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio.
I've got to change the Anchor part.
Oh, okay.
And Stitcher. So Anchor, just a little background story. There is no more Anchor.
Oh, okay.
It's called Spotify for podcasters. And you can't access like Anchor and go on Anchor and listen to it. You just go to Spotify to listen to it now. So
fair enough.
I've got to update. Can I update that live? Let's see if I can update that live, brother.
Very cool. So yeah, when I said Twitter, it was just like that. I guess I saw the scrolling thing, and in my mind, it was the connecting was like social media.
Boom.
Like we say this thing.
Boom, 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 boom. There it is. Now it's updated. That did not take long.
All right. So once more, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Radio Public, and
Stitcher,
and YouTube. So however you listen to us, if you watch us, thank you. We enjoy it. My man, Frank Champion, takes it away.
Yeah, appreciate all the listeners we have.
Yeah, we have like 18, 20 subscribers. Like,
so I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, what the heck?
I'm gonna go on Anchor again. And hold on now. Let's go back. I'm signed. Oh, come on. How come I'm not signed in? I wanted to briefly. Oh my gosh, where's your podcast hosted? Okay, I see what they did. Yeah, it's all changed if I were to show this back room stuff. Yep. Anchor is now Spotify for podcasters. There was a way to see our audience. Our last episode, 2022 year in review, not too bad. I'm trying to remember. There was a way for me to see our like analytics on where we're being listened to. Yes.
Very cool.
I'm trying to find it. They moved it now. Here it is. Okay. Let's see here. Just real quick. I know. All right, audience. Here we go.
Please,
so our main audience is in the United States. 94% of our audience comes from the US. Okay. We have listeners in Germany. We have listeners in France. Very slow percentage, 3%, 1%. Okay. Then they show Australia, the UK, Puerto Rico, and New Zealand as well. Now, I don't know if somebody's on a VPN bouncing around from place to place. This podcast is sponsored by NordVPN.
I mean,
that
we're getting
at
there,
this
right?
point. At this point, right? But if there are listeners out there, shout out to all of y'all, man. We're almost 30 episodes in. Appreciate the love. Germany, France, Australia, UK, Puerto Rico, and New Zealand, man. I mean, all of those places are prominent with wrestling, right? So it would make sense that people are out there trying to look for wrestling podcasts. And if you listen to us, I'm gonna give my challenge to myself. I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 different ways of saying welcome next show.
Okay.
In German, in French, 4, because Australia, United Kingdom is English. In Spanish, and New Zealand's the same. So 3, I guess.
Okay,
3, 4. We'll try. I'll figure it out.
There we go.
And to continue on, the majority of our listeners, depending on where they listen to it, 45% is on Spotify. 28%. This is the audio version too, by the way. 28% is on our web browser. Is on a web browser. So somebody's sitting on a web listening to us. 17% is on Apple Podcast. So we weren't on Apple at first when we started.
Very cool.
But since we've been on there, 17% of our audience listen to us on Apple Podcasts. 5% listen to us on Stitcher, and 2.9% listens to us on Google Podcasts. And this is why I love this. As far as devices, 48% of the listeners listen to us on an Android. 22.9% listen to us via Windows, like through here, right? I guess they click.
Oh. I was thinking
Spotify
a Windows phone. Okay, I was thinking a Windows phone.
20%,
like, what?
Like a Windows phone? That's an Android.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
That's an Android. That's an Android. 20% is on an iPhone. 5% is via a Mac computer, and then there's other 2.9%. So I love the analytics, and this is in the last 30 days.
Very cool.
Of all time, it changes up, but we won't go through all that. Spotify. Shout out to Spotify for giving us all that information. I find that cool.
Hey, man.
But I wanted to bring up, even though we're 12 minutes in, I wanted to bring up, I wrestled on Sunday. Had a match on Sunday.
Please tell us about it.
We wrestled. Here I go with we again. I wrestled for the Renegade Wrestling Alliance, one of the places that we started our wrestling journey in. You gonna bring that up? Why are you making that face?
Man, that's back because you're taking it back.
14 years ago now at this point. 2009, when we walked through the doors of a mill and we saw a ring and we saw a bunch of guys that weren't professional wrestlers on TV trying to put on professional wrestling for a crowd. And we were like, let's do it. I'm all for it. We did it. We did it in our friends' backyards when we were in high school. And I hit you up one day talking about, hey, man, there's a wrestling promotion near you. Let's try to get in there and actually do this thing for real. And here we are 14 years later. Do the podcast. So yeah, I was there. Ran very well. Shout out to T Phoenix, the owner of Renegade Wrestling Alliance. He put on a great show. We were inside a church, and let's say the people at the church, the people there weren't acting very holy. Okay, lots of expletives.
The
patrons. Thank you. Not holy at all. They were a lot of swears, a lot of gestures. Just like a wrestling show would be anywhere else, but we just so happened to be in a church basement. Great facility, don't get me wrong.
Should have been a death match. Should have been
should have had some thumbtacks or something. So I walked through the doors. I walked down this flight of stairs, and I walked through the doors, and it opens up, and I'm like, wow. I was expecting low ceiling. I've been there before in a basement, wrestling somebody in a basement of a building, and it's not a lot of clearance. Good amount of clearance for the ring. The set looked great cameras, good production team in the back. Everything was live to tape. It wasn't like, oh, we'll edit and post. It was live to tape. Kind of like how we do this here. There was 10 matches on a Sunday card, which I thought was a lot, but they started 6 and we were out of there by 9 something. We were done with the show. Fans were out by 9 something. So ran very well. Guys stuck to their times. Guys were very professional. Locker room was a good locker room. Nobody sitting there trying to be the alpha or anything like that. Just a bunch of guys doing their thing, trying to entertain the people. I went out there. I had fun. I really didn't do much. I was the vet. I didn't do much. We had this conversation already. I told you how it went. It was fun though. I went out there and I talked my smack. I got some heat, and I took it home. I took a bump or two, and we took it home. Put the champ over at the end of the night. Go ahead. Well, go ahead. What are you
Let me ask you a question. I want to ask you a question.
Sure, buddy.
Because we did discuss this off air, you and I. We had a phone call the other day when we talked on the phone.
Yes, sir.
What'd you think about that? What'd you think about you becoming a Bobby Heenan-esque just talk and bump when you have to, and that's it? Just talk.
I feel like so like
talk,
I told
direct
you,
traffic, like be the new oh God.
You got to think about it.
Well, when it comes to me, it'll
so
I'm blanking.
To answer your question, it felt really good because I'm 38 now, been doing this since my mid-20s. I can't do the stuff that I was doing when I was tagging with Shay. Let's see, almost 6-7 years ago when we started, or 8 years ago when we started as a tag team. I can't take those bumps anymore. My body does not allow it. So I'll tell you real quick. I went through that curtain and the crowd was silent because they haven't seen me in years. The last time I wrestled there was at a show at a baseball field when we just came back to wrestling after the lockdown. So those people there weren't the same people that were in that building that night. So I came through and they kind of looked at me like, who the heck is this guy? They had a monitor and it was showing all of my old clips from when I used to wrestle there regularly, when I was rocking the jersey and the trash bag pants. Those days when you were my manager, sir.
Wow.
Those days. So they're I see them. I'm in the ring and I'm hitting a pose and I see half of the crowd turning their head like this, watching the monitor just to see who the hell I am. So I said, all right, I'm going to have to work tonight. This is not going to come easy. I'm going to have to work tonight. And work is what I did. And just like you said, I was literally a bumping manager, really, because the story was two of my students, my legit students from the school I trained at, shout out to the Bell Time Club, they needed backup. And the guy said, bring anybody from your school. And they decided to go with the assistant trainer, and which was me. And I was there pretty much acting as a coach to the guys. I was directing traffic when we were in the heat, making sure the guys did the right thing. My only bit of heat that I did, I kept it old school, man. If I'm not mistaken, I body slammed one of my teammates onto Kellen Thomas. Shout out to the Riot. He's another vet from out here. And then I talked some smack. Yeah, they were cheering for him. So I did my classic mocking their clap and telling them to shut the hell up, all that good stuff. And yeah, you know that deal. So they started booing. I went over to the team. I gave them the double push. In they come. Referee goes to them. We put the beats on the baby face in the ring. And you know what I did after that? I did this deal right behind the ref's back to get my tag. And then I got out the ring. And then somebody else went in. Ref turned around. Okay, they tagged. I said, we tagged, ref. We tagged. Any way to cheat, baby. You know what I mean? That's how it was. When I'm the heel, I'm going to be the nasty heel. They were calling me pork chop. I don't know why. Whatever. No idea why they were calling me pork chop, but I'll take it. I'll take it. You're going to give me some reaction? I don't care. You can call me anything except those words that you know we can't talk about right now. And it's all cool under the sun. You know what I mean? So, to answer your question, it felt good because, listen, maybe I got a career in managing now. Who knows?
Hey.
I'll take the
new Paul Jones's army. You're just the one guy and just always have a constant, but just don't get that Paul Jones, the Paul Jones army eventually became the Paul Jones group of jobbers. But I'm just saying, it was like,
no, can't have that. Can't have that. I'll tell you this, the one last thing, and I'll tell it for the people, and then we can get to the show. My favorite part was Shay was in the main event because Shay's the top guy there now.
Hey, man.
Former champion, Shay's the top guy out here doing his work. He was working. He was working AJ Phoenix, which is the boss's kid. He's kind of like Kerry Von Erich right now. So they had their match, and Shay lost in some crazy fashion. You like my reference? And right at the end, it was called for me to come out with the stable, Shay stable, and lead the charge to then put the beats on the babyface, right?
Yeah.
So my favorite part was just me coming out and screaming, "That's my friend! Get him, boys!" I felt like a consigliere for a henchman in a movie, and then out through the curtain comes three heels one after another as I'm waving
like I
them
told
on.
you, you're doing cornet waving on all the heels that come down and help bury the Undertaker.
That's right. That's exactly what it was.
To help bury, get every heel you could find. Just tell all of them, come on.
Now here comes Jarrett. Here comes everybody just coming down the aisle, and we put the beats to them. And then I feel like every time, so the way it was written, every time a bunch of heels come out, they always have the wherewithal to see the baby faces coming, and they get out the ring before anybody touches them. So I said this time, why don't a heel get caught? So I was the heel that got caught. I was putting the beats on the champion, and then the baby faces come running out, and everybody else skedaddled. But I'm so focused on putting the beats on the champion. I said, let me at him. I'm going to get him. That I didn't realize the baby faces were in the ring, and then they proceeded to beat me up some more. And then they gave me a huge drop. Champion gave me a huge drop kick off the top. Crowd went crazy. They threw streamers. It was all fun for them. Babyface champion looks good. That's all I'm here for. Did my job. I'm out of there. You know? Hats off to me.
Appreciate
my lady.
We appreciate you, sir. Okay, man. End of the day, you did good business. You feel like you did good business. You went out there and embarrassed yourself, and then daggone do something that made you go. Then hey, brother.
Right.
I counted up as a
I did
as
it
a win.
all in good fun. Yep. To me, I look at it like I'm not there all the time anymore.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that place, I wouldn't have been able to go to the other places that I went to, which it wasn't. I'm not saying it was far, but I wouldn't have been able to branch out the way I was able to without that place.
Hey,
I took my first bumps in those rings. You know what I mean?
But to see it progress, I mean, the way you described it from where we remember it, I mean, Christ, we remember it when it was like nothing.
Let's find a warehouse and put a ring in there. It went from that to now he's doing legitimate shows, and he's not playing around with it. And I appreciate the fact that he stepped it up that way. I wish him nothing but success. So that's why I said
I still owe him a Bangkok, so it's all good.
I forgot about that.
That happened like 15 years ago. I promise you, I have never forgotten. Someday,
one day,
it will happen.
If he was there for the birthday party, you could have gotten him back then.
Oh, it's all good. I promise. Every time I see him, it's always in my mind that I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you.
So I just want you to know that it's still gonna happen. I still remember.
All right, we're 20 minutes in, brother. You want to get this show started?
Yeah,
want to get this show on the road?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, please. Do you want me to take lead on this one?
Sure. Why not? Pick one of the three that we said.
Oh man. Well, let's start real quickly. So big article, big news came out. Trinity Fatu, Miss Trinity Fatu has trademarked allegedly. Now I don't know if this is what it's for, but she has trademarked a new name, a new filing with the patent office on the name Trinity Star.
Yep. You gonna read the article, or you want me to?
Sure, man. That is, you are the reading voice, so please.
I mean, you've got a great voice too, brother. So don't be afraid. You can also
listen. I was going to tell you. You know what? I thought you did such a great job last week moderating. I was like, you really you crushed on moderation. Like that's what you were like. You want to take this? And I was like, honestly, you should take this one. Like I
appreciate it.
You really do. You really did your own. Like last week, I thought you held your own, being the good moderator.
I had to between you two guys. Jesus.
Yeah. No.
I felt like I was a referee. Like break to your corners.
Yeah. No. But I thought you did a great job, man, and you did a good job running the show here with us. So.
All right. I appreciate it, man. All right. So this article you're talking about, it says Trinity Fatu seemingly trademarks new wrestling name. This was on March 24th. So as of right now, 5 days ago, this was by Matt Black on WrestleZone.com, another one of the dirt sheet websites. It doesn't appear that Trinity Fatu is done in the world of professional wrestling, despite no longer being a part of WWE. The former Naomi filed a recent trademark with the USPTO, which Patented Trademark Office, United States Patent Trademark Office.
Yep.
Right. On March 23rd for the name Trinity Star, and it's Star with 2 R's. The following is a description of the newly trademarked name, and I'm going to read it as it shows on the quote. And this is exactly how it is whenever you do professional wrestling. I've looked up different patents to fact check people and stuff like that. This is the exact way you do patents for professional wrestling. Entertainment in the nature of wrestling contests.
Yeah.
Entertainment services, namely wrestling exhibits and performances by a professional wrestler and entertainer. Entertainment services, namely live appearances by professional wrestling and sports entertainers. That's crazy that that's in there now. Entertainment services, namely personal appearances by a professional wrestler and sports entertainer. Entertainment services, namely televised appearances by a professional wrestler and sports entertainer. Providing wrestling news and information via global computer network. Providing online interviews featuring a professional wrestler and sports entertainer in the field of professional wrestling and sports entertainment for entertainment purposes. This trademark was filed the same day Fatu confirmed to a fan on Instagram that she's no longer a part of the WWE. I don't know. I'm not reading that. What do you take? I don't know if you saw that. Somebody had asked her, when are you coming back? And I think her response was like, no, honey, it's not happening. Something like that.
Oh no, so I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was just a tweet.
That's how she dropped this news on the world. Snarky comeback, and then boom.
And you gotta love the internet, because as soon as she did it, this popped up. This popped up. Oh, this website. She's no longer a part of the WWE. Confirmed. Naomi no longer. Yeah, you know how that goes. So I didn't have that in our notes at all, because I was like, okay, that's not really news, until she trademarked her name. So now I'm thinking in my head, obviously here comes speculation. Why would she trademark a name like Trinity Star for professional wrestling? If it was, I'm trademarking Trinity Star as my stage name for all of entertainment, like if I'm going to do movies, I'm going to do anything. That's not the case. This is strictly for professional wrestling. All that quote I read, that's why I read it. Yeah, it's strictly for professional wrestling. So does that mean she's on the way to New Japan? Does that mean she's on the way to the dub, m'lady? Does that mean she's on the way to Stardom? What do you say of it? I want your opinion.
Honestly, Impact. I see Impact for her. I see her debuting at Impact at Multiverse United. I don't see her. So here's the thing.
We'll talk about that card later too.
AW maybe with that what was the stable? The stable with the former WWE girls.
No, the Social Outcasts is the WWE name. They're just called the Outcasts.
Okay.
Ruby Soho, Paige, which is Saraya, and Tony Storm.
It's Saraya.
Oh, it's Saraya. It's not Saraya. I'm sorry.
Saraya.
She's gonna call me. How did she insult them a couple weeks ago? I think she called them virgins or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But I don't know, man. I really.
You don't see her in AEW?
I don't see how her style of work fits. Like, she's not. Okay, so she's a product of the Fed. She's a Fed
This
product.
is exactly what we were talking about with Mandy Rose last show too.
And it's just like
she's born and bred WWE.
So that can the same way the beautiful people or the Iconics. The Iconics, they translated to Impact really well.
Yes.
They would not have translated to AEW.
No. I think like you said, the Iconics, just real quick. They translated well to Impact, because I feel like Impact is closer to the model of the WWE than AEW is. AEW is clearly trying to be the alternative. They just want to put on bangers and give you great wrestling matches, even if the story doesn't matter. That's my thought, my overall thought of AEW. Sure. They don't care if the story makes sense as long as the matches are fire.
Or as long as you can throw enough footage and fan opinion at it, you can justify, oh, well, if you look at the scene during this episode of this obscure, backstage segment that only 3 people saw, you'll know
the way he looked at him. Did you see the way he looked at him or didn't look at him tonight? So what was that? For the audio listeners, I'm looking over my shoulder like Jericho did tonight at Adam Cole.
Oh God, yeah, tonight, right? We watched the last 10 minutes there, right? Because we were watching it. We were watching it as we were chatting.
Main event. I saw most of the show, but I was paying attention to the main event. Yeah.
Only thing I sat down for was the finish of the main event, and I just sat there going, "Can you explain this to me? I want you to live react because your feed was slow." And I was like, "Could you explain to me what's happening?" And there was a moment where Jericho's just looking, and the announcers, right, like, look at him. He's looking over his shoulder. He refuses to make eye contact. And it was like,
that had to be direction from Jericho. It had to be. But it didn't translate well. I feel like it didn't translate well on TV.
It's like, why do we do movie endings? This isn't, it's a TV show.
That wasn't a cliff. So no, of course you want cliffhangers. You want cliffhangers in wrestling. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but like,
But that wasn't a
guys
good
coming
cliffhanger.
out and
because what the question for a cliffhanger should be, oh my God, what is going to happen next? Because you're like, whoa, what is going to happen next? Like when Sammy and KO embraced, you were like, oh my God, it finally happened. What now? Are they going to challenge them for the titles? And that's what the question you asked. I'm asking myself, what are we doing here? That's the question. That's not the question you want asked. What are we doing here? You should have a clear-cut ending that doesn't question people, where it's like, what is happening, as opposed to what are they going to do next? I don't care what they're going to do next with that ending.
Yeah.
At all. I do not care. So it's like, now they're going to have a 20-minute promo to start the show next week between the Ocho and Adam Cole for them to set up a match at Double or Nothing.
So
sure.
all that to say, shout out to Naomi.
Yeah.
I think she's going to end up, like I said, I think that's why I was like, that you've got your take on AEW, get that back.
Yes.
Yeah. Big up to her. And like I said, I think we'll see her at Impact before we ever see her at AEW.
So I didn't think of Impact. Impact's a good thing. I just thought New Japan, because I feel like Mercedes owes her one. Like,
you know what though? Like homegirl, was it Kairi Sane, right? Kairi Sane, who just lost the bet, right? They not just this morning. I said that. I said it to you, right? In the interview over the weekend,
she's ready to come back.
My visa's good, ready to come back to work.
Ready to work. So I don't know. So what do you think of the name before we move on? The name
Trinity Star. Honestly, it sounds like a bad dance hall artist. Like it's like a dance hall, like fresh dance hall artist, like coming to the stage, Trinity Star.
It sounds to me
like hard.
It sounds to me like something that I would see on the Hub. I'm sorry. I see the name. If I were to go on the Hub right now and type in Trinity Star, I'm sure somebody would pop up. I'm sure that some girl has an OnlyFans with that same name.
Oh, because you said the Hub. I'm like, what's the Hub? What is
the Hub? The Hub.
Oh,
the Hub. The orange and black brand.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
The orange and black brand. Okay. The Hub. I feel like I'm gonna do it. I'm sorry. Yes. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it live. I'm not gonna show, obviously.
It's not an okay.
I'm not gonna do it live, obviously.
I didn't even go there with that name. I just honestly just don't like the name. It just feels so generic in a bad way. It feels like you literally took two words and just stuck them together and said, okay, that's a name.
Right. Okay. Maybe there isn't any woman named that, but I feel like it sounds like a name for corn.
Yeah.
That's just I don't know. It's not a good name.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Naomi was very bland, but she made it was hers.
Yeah.
Trinity Star. Trinity.
Listen,
I'd be okay with Trinity.
Her mixtape about to come out. Trinity Star gonna hit you with that new dance hall. You're gonna be doing it. She got that new soca hit about to drop. It's all right.
Oh God. All right, moving on. Since we're talking about corn and people exposing themselves, this is my segue. We're gonna talk about XPW, brother.
Sure.
Let's talk about XPW. We're gonna go to Ringside News. We can't show this footage at all.
And this is truly one of those. If you want to see it, see it. If you don't, take my word for it.
You're not missing anything.
You're not.
We're gonna say that now. You aren't missing a thing. Not a thing. I'm gonna just read off of Ringside News this article. It says, indie wrestler goes viral after shoving needle through his opponent's exposed junk. I'm going to read that article again. I'm going to read that title again.
Headline. Read that headline.
Read that headline. Indie wrestler goes viral, which, okay, after shoving needle through his opponent's exposed junk. You heard that correctly, y'all. Remember, this is still professional wrestling. I got to look at the camera when I say this. This is still professional wrestling, okay? This is from Ringside News. This is from, I can never say this guy's name right. Saboji Mukherjee. That's probably as best as I'll go. The professional wrestling world is one of the most bizarre for a variety of reasons. While more traditional pro wrestling can be found in promotions such as WWE, NWA, NJPW, and so on, there are indie promotions that try to make headlines by doing obscene things. It seems one indie wrestler went viral after shoving a needle through his opponent's private parts. An indie promotion called XPW Wrestling has made headlines for all the wrong reasons recently. This sounds like a biased article, but okay. I feel like when you do articles, you're not supposed to be. During the promotion's most recent Here Comes Revenge event,
don't say.
An extremely shocking spot took place that rattled fans. During the match, one indie wrestler shoved a needle into the fully exposed penis of his opponent. The wrestler whose penis got stabbed was named The Body. That said, nobody wanted to see something like this. I think that was just right there. To the surprise of no one, people on Twitter were utterly disgusted by this insane spot and dragged XPW Wrestling for that brutal display that should not have ever been made. We cannot show you the video as it's too graphic for our site. However, you can check out the video by clicking this link. If you want to go to Ringside News and find this article and click away, go ahead. We will do no such thing on this podcast. You've seen it, Vern, right?
Yeah, when you go to it now, they removed it.
Good. And then it's what's your take? I don't care about your question there. Good that it's gone, because when I saw it, I said, why did I just see that? It's the first thing I said. Why did this happen in between ropes in a ring? Why?
It's really one of those moments where you really go,
yeah,
you just blink.
You're fluttering your eyes. That's for the audio listener.
I'm sorry. I'm fluttering my eyes because it's just like, what?
You got to flutter your eyes, shake your head, like, excuse me? Like, you know, the take where like you see something in the cartoon character sees something and they rub their eyes all dramatically to make sure they saw the same thing. That's exactly what I should have did.
It's that GIF of the guy that looks at you, and the GIF of the guy is like,
the confused dude.
Like, confused dude. Yeah, it's that same GIF right there.
So
GIF like the peanut butter.
I'll let you get away with it. I'll let you get away with it for now. That is a funny GIF though. So XPW Wrestling put out a tweet. It says, "Good morning, haters. Please, when complaining on today about the eggplant emoji, needle emoji spot, his XPW name is The Body. He was Hard Body in GCW. He will be a major force in deathmatch wrestling for years to come." And then they followed that with a picture of him. I can show that we can show.
Sure.
A picture of him. We'll show it to the video viewers. A picture of him with the crimson mask screaming in the camera, and it says, "He is The Body." There's countless other tweets here by people, and it says, I'm not going to read it verbatim, but it says, "If I have to see that damn XPW penis syringe GIF one more effing time, I will put my head through a plane of glass." It's a pane of glass. Gotta love Twitter. "I dare any of you to defend that syringe in the penis spot at XPW. Please come on here and say it's an extreme promotion, quote unquote." Let me see what the GIF is here. You had to pick a better GIF than that. We got to get a better GIF than that, Vern. See, now this is one. Only saw one image of it, but judging by the reaction, I'd rather not see it. All I need to say is simply, what the WTF is XPW smoking? Arrest those B words. And it's just a bunch of people washing out their eyes. That's great. We're not going to pretend. So whoever posted these liked every tweet. It's probably whoever posted this. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, wow.
They liked every tweet hating on the actual spot, but I find that hilarious.
This isn't biased journaling.
Absolutely not. I just wanted to point that out real quick.
Cherry pick every of these comments,
right? And then this guy here says, "We're not going to pretend to be shocked about XPW. F that place. F those people. Yawn." Another guy, All Elite Doug, I just had to make sure that name was there. "Shut down XPW. That ish is going way too far." And the last one says, "XPW is trash, but it is helpful in demonstrating the difference between good and terrible deathmatch." I did not just read that out loud. Did I just read that out loud?
You've been told.
Okay. Your take, Vern, before we continue on.
Oh, look. I don't know what you call that. You can try to defend it to me and tell me it's wrestling. You can try and whatever you want. And no. You got to draw a line somewhere, friends. There's my line.
There's your line.
My line is all those needle spots, all of them. The Joey Janela needle through the double cheek spot, where in Japan, the guy in Freedom, I don't know his name, apologize, but the guy
is that the one with the scaffold and all that?
Yeah, who did that scaffold match, but he loves to put the needle through that's like his spot, is he always does the double needle, then he does the juice through the spot, then he does another needle through the other side and has 2 needles sticking both sides. Like, that's a big thing. Cool.
You see my eyes getting heavy while you're talking about this?
Not for me. It's a visual. I get it's a visual. But like when Joey Janela did it, it reminded me anybody can do this.
Right. I can go out there and do that too.
No offense. No, and hey, listen, Joey, that's your thing. You love death matches. Shout out to you. Do your thing. But I don't see in any way, shape, or form how the people even in the crowd watching it live, there's a sense of shock and awe, right? There's a sense of shock and awe. Wow, someone's getting their pants pulled down. You're gonna laugh. It's funny, but then it's like, you just put.
What are you doing now?
Needle?
Right.
So, to those folks who enjoyed it, I am sure you will pay your $29.99 or $10 or whatever it is, and you'll, as they say, there's a highbrow version of this thing, and then there's a lot of different. This falls under that, a lot of different, because this is just, it's not my cup of tea.
Right.
I mean, I'm not a huge deathmatch guy, but I won't pretend that I don't watch deathmatch wrestling.
I mean, one of our bonus-odes is deathmatch wrestling. One of them.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. Like, so I watch things here and there, but this for me is nah.
So XPW has been around for a very long time. I think they went on a hiatus and then came back.
They just came back recently. Yeah, they were gone for a hiatus. They were gone forever. Yeah.
Well, no. I mean, they started when ECW left the lull, when it was purchased by the WWE. It was there. XPW was like, okay, we're going to take the spot of ECW and try to be what ECW was. Then they went away for a very long time, like you said.
But more. But the thing is, you got to remember, they tried to become ECW, but ECW
Pogo the Clown and. Right.
And Match with New Jack tried to kill Vic Grimes, right?
Yeah, he tried to get him back. Yeah, he tried to get him back. Yeah. So
the sewage death matches.
I've seen XPW on my TV in my pay-per-view section. I've seen it. I've put it on. I've not been impressed every time I've watched it. I've either changed the channel to something else. I would rather, if I had to compare, I would rather watch GCW than XPW. If those are the last 2 promotions in the world, I had to watch GCW or XPW, and I'd probably watch MMA. But if I had to choose, I would have to choose GCW, because at least they are a little more tasteful than XPW. Yeah. XPW is trash, garbage, deathmatch wrestling. That's my take on it. This spot right here is the icing on the cake of my take, because only at XPW would you see some nonsense like this. This has nothing to do with wrestling. Deathmatch or not. Right? Death matches are supposed to be violent, brutal, to the point where you think somebody's going to die. Hence the word death match, right? That's my interpretation of the word.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
You see the word death match, you think, okay, this stuff is supposed to be brutal. It's not your traditional catch as catch can, Greco-Roman style, whatever you want to call it. Professional sports entertainment with I don't know the difference, but professional wrestling. XPW allowing this spot to happen and then supporting the spot afterwards shows the kind of trash they're willing to put on their screen for their viewers. It's nonsense.
But is this, I don't know, Frank. It's just like, this is the world we live in, right? This is your viral moment.
Yeah.
You're no matter what, this is their viral moment, so that now
the eyes are on them, right?
An entire world of a niche audience who will say, "Oh my God,
yeah,
I've always wanted to see that."
Yeah.
So even if they got one new person to watch, mission accomplished.
So let me try and think of something. So during the Attitude Era, right? I was a big WCW guy at first. I used, because WCW was on early. Daddy Champion had a 9:00 curfew, so I used to watch 1 hour of Nitro, take myself to bed. That's it. Christmas Vacation, I'm in my parents' room. Actually, I'll never forget this spot because this is when I started watching WWF fully. I was in my parents' room. It's Christmas Vacation. It's one of the Christmas episodes of WWF Raw. And my parents are downstairs in the family room watching television elsewhere. So I'm watching in their room. I don't know why I'm in their room, but I'm watching TV and I'm watching DX. And you probably remember this. I think this is 97 when it was Shawn and H and China, only that part of DX. Mm-hmm. And they wanted to wish the crowd a Merry Christmas, and they pulled their pants down and mooned the crowd. To me, I said, holy poop. They just showed their butts on television. Yeah. That's awesome. As a 13-year-old boy, I said, these guys are cool. I'm watching this from now on. I'm a 13-year-old boy when I saw that. Some guys just dropped their trowel live on television. I mean, obviously, it wasn't live. It was a taped episode, but you get what I'm saying. They dropped trowel and showed their butts on TV. What in the world? I was shocked.
These bad boys, I want to know more about these bad boys and their bad behavior.
97, okay? Yeah. The year is 2023. I am now a 38-year-old man with a 6-year-old daughter, okay? And dudes are now taking needles and putting it through penises. What? Like, how did the Extreme in 97 be mooning somebody? And now the Extreme is taking sharp objects and putting it through private parts. That's what I don't understand. And I'm gonna piggyback that real quick because I want your take on this.
Yeah,
because we've seen stuff like this before. If you look at the notes, Vern, we've seen stuff like that before. Priscilla Kelly, who's now Gigi Dolan in NXT, who's doing a great job in the WWE. Mm-hmm. She had the tampon spot where I forgot who she was working, but she took out a tampon from what would be her. We can say these words because this is medical terms. Her out of her vagina and then shoved it into her opponent's mouth.
Yep.
And it was a bloody tampon. Okay.
Yep.
Like it was used. Whatever. It could have been gimmick.
She bloodied up her hand and rubbed the blood in the girl's face and put it in her mouth. It was horrible.
Okay. Joey Ryan was because he's not working anymore. The last time we talked about Joey Ryan, we were talking about let that dude work.
He's getting fired at
Disneyland. Yeah, like let the guy work. Let Joey work, all right? And not
let Joey get a job.
Let him have a regular job, please. Joey Ryan had all these spots with his penis. He also had the thumb in the bum spot that was used a lot in PWG, which to me is mild because it's not like he was pulling the guy's trunks down and then shoving it up their butt,
which he stole from Liger. Yeah, it's a Liger spot, the thumb in the bum from Liger. Yeah, which whatever.
He also had what did he call it? Something style, but he strong style. I can't remember. He used the member nickname for strong style, where he was people were grabbing his junk, and then he would flex. If for the audio listener, I'm doing that's not a double bicep. This is a double bicep. I forgot the name of this pose, but this is one of the Hogan poses, right? Yeah. He'd flex hitting one of the Hogan poses, and people would agonize in pain as if his penis put their hand in an arm wringer or something.
Yeah.
To me, the Joey Ryan spots. Okay, he also had the ballplex, right? Grab you by your junk.
Candice LeRae had the ballplex.
Candice LeRae had the ballplex. He had the boobplex. Grab a girl by the boobs and suplex her by the boobs.
World's cutest tag team.
We're working outside, right? We're not. You get what I'm saying when we're working outside when I'm talking about these spots, except for the Priscilla Kelly spot. That one was on the level of this moment, I believe.
Sure.
The Joey Ryan spots were mild in comparison.
What about the penis druids at the first ever AEW?
The penis druids again. It's to me, it's comedic. It's ha ha ha. That's funny.
It's childish comedic. It's because it's
childish comedic. If I was that 13-year-old in 97, I would have thought Joey Ryan was awesome. I know that already because of the things he's doing. The Priscilla Kelly spot, extreme. I thought it was disgusting. I didn't think it needed to be there. This
what 13-year-old? What would 13-year-old you have said?
I would have been disgusted. I'm sure I would have been disgusted because it's a bloody tampon, and I would have been grossed out.
But
I would have been grossed out.
But the penis spot is You're like, I'm all here for it.
But it's funny. It's funny. Haha. It's the way it's done. Not because of what parts
Sure.
are being used.
Yeah.
It's the way it's done. Because the boobplex, okay, that's funny. You grab the boobs suplex. 13-year-old me would find that funny.
You're a weird
right?
13-year-old kid.
I popped for mooning. Come on. Don't do that. Don't do that. I popped for mooning. You did too. Don't you lie, sir. You didn't go, man. Oh, this is disgusting. Change. You didn't do that. You did not do that. Okay. You came to school the next day like, did you see that? I'm sure you did.
I mean, again, I'm also the kid who was heavily invested in geopolitics because of Hogan and Slaughter and what Slaughter accepting boots from the Iran. So
right.
I was heavily invested in anything I was watching.
So
it was cool to me. What I'm saying is, it was cool to me no matter what. They could have done anything.
No matter what.
Like, this is the best.
Yes,
wrestling.
Yes. It was wrestling. Yeah. But I feel like I'm saying all this to say we're going too far. We're clearly going too far here.
I'm still waiting for the day someone dies in a death match.
That's exactly what I was going to say next. The only thing that hasn't happened besides death is sex in the ring.
But we saw that on live television, didn't we?
It was suggested. I'm talking about actual penetration inside of the ring. That's the only thing that hasn't happened yet.
Based upon what we saw coming out of Russia, give it a couple. We'll see it.
I will not be surprised.
The homie will have a video up for us to go.
Yeah, right. Like what? I'm telling you, that's sex and death. That's it.
Yeah.
When sex and death happen in the ring, forget it. All bets are off. Somebody's gonna get shot. Bang.
We've watched people get their limbs broken. We've watched people lose fingertips, get stabbed, get impaled, get hit with
just about
power
anything.
Tools,
all furniture. Yeah, weed whackers. Remember that was a thing for CZW for a while.
Well, just recently, somebody was doing we did multiple weed whacker spots in the match. I just thought, what is going on?
Yeah, pane glass, but what else? Spikes. It's.
Remember the days of lemon juice and salt?
Shows No.
You remember the days of pouring salt in the wounds, like death matches were salt death matches? They would just pour salt all over each other and then squirt lemon juice.
I'm not a death match guy, Vern. If a death match comes on, I'm leaving the room.
That's right. Like, why do I remember that? I remember that crap, but then it's just like, you're right. But then you also, I think of like Spider Boudreaux in that Tournament of Death where he caught the box cutter. We caught the ox through the bicep. Where remember the ox
me that.
Just halfway through his bicep,
Think about all the stuff Necro Butcher's done.
Recently, or
no, just
the
period.
Drunken death match.
Period. Just period. Like, I don't know. I say all that just to say, man, I can go without death match wrestling. If this is where we're going, I don't want to watch another one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless it's for a bonus episode.
They're gonna have to get that thing back on track. Turn this nose on up on this thing.
Dial this thing back in. You want to
dial it back in? They need to dial it back in, brother.
Yeah.
My God. Brother, they're going places that I like. What?
They need deathmatch needs to get back on their wide glide, right?
Get back on that wide glide, or slanging and banging, hanging and clanging.
God.
Come on, man.
All right, so let's go from that to Moxley.
What better transition, Moxley?
I mean, talking about deathmatch wrestling, a guy who likes to bleed all the time. Hey, man, I'm loving these segues right now. Let's talk about Moxley. We're just gonna touch on this quote. Everybody saw this quote and went crazy. Because a guy spoke his mind. He's talking to his wife on her podcast. So I don't have the exact audio because I wasn't going to go searching for it. But I do have a Reddit post on the Squared Circle, brother. I'm just looking. 10-year anniversary, wrestling Reddit. I'm just looking at the top of this here on the Squared Circle. That was 2 years ago. So John Moxley on Renee Paquette's
Mm-hmm.
Sure. The Sessions podcast. He says, and I quote, I don't think I've ever said anything even remotely negative. Okay, actually, let me not read that.
Yeah, you're reading the header.
I'm gonna read the header. I'm gonna read the actual thing. And it's funny because this person did it verbatim. It goes, I don't have a Moxley voice, so I'll just say it. I will say this, and I hate to say, I don't think I've ever said anything even remotely negative about AEW, but I will say this. As an observer, it seems like, I spent 8 years on the indies, couple years in WWE developmental, like 8 years in the WWE. I have never seen so much, I'm quoting here, bullshit drama in one place in my entire effing life. I'll do that since I wrote it. I hate to say that, but it's like, I don't know if it's because of the age of social media, ish gets blown out of proportion. One person types one person types one stupid effing drunk tweet, and all of a sudden, it's all anyone wants to talk about. So that's the quote from Moxley. He's pretty much saying what we've been saying for a while about the backstage stuff, haven't we? I think it's on record. We've been talking about it the same.
Yeah,
like,
man.
AEW's issue, besides what they do in the ring and story-wise, that's on TK. Backstage, there's always some nonsense going on. There's always some nonsense that happens to come to the forefront because somebody's allowing someone to talk about it, like your boy, Mr. Meltzer.
I wonder what all elite execs are. All elite personnel are leaking stories that just anytime.
It could be anybody.
You're right. It could be anybody. Anytime somebody.
Carry on my wayward son.
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows where these stories all magically come up, right? Like secret meetings that. Remember Malachi Black, who had a meeting backstage about certain issues, and then a story got leaked to Meltzer that it was that. Remember when we played that audio where he was like, "What's this about?" He was I'm going away for my mental health. Remember that?
Yes, yeah, we played it. Yeah.
How would words from a private meeting you had at a top exec level, how would direct quotes from that meeting have gotten out? Somebody from the top. Look, what do I know, right? I'm just commenting.
You're just speculating anyway.
I'm just speculating.
Who are you?
But
you're just
I'm just saying, man, every time a name gets out on any name starts getting buzz on the internet,
yes, sir.
A story leaks, and listen, Don Tony. I love to listen to Don Tony on his wrap ups when Don Tony start telling you, start bringing them up, and I'm just like, oh man, shout out to UDT doing the legwork because my God, like it's ridiculous how just perpetuates itself. It just keeps going on and on and on.
It's funny because I feel like when you think of all the drama that you think about when it comes to professional wrestling, very rarely has it come from the dub. WWE is what I mean when I say the dub. The WWE. It comes from the dub, AEW. When you hear all the backstage drama and all that. Have you noticed that recently? A lot of the stuff you hear is backstage stuff. Like I'm trying to think of one when we first started. People thought Edge had to change his gimmick up because he wasn't happy.
Didn't want to do any. He didn't want to do allegedly the creative. He was unhappy with creative. Wanted to do a lot of mystical and voodoo stuff. And Edge was like, "No, not doing it. I'm a serious wrestler."
And that was the rumor, right? When it comes to AEW, it's guys getting into fights backstage. Andrade and Sammy Guevara. How you know? just straight up, like I'll see you on Wednesday on social media. They're just airing it out on social media. It's equivalent of like the Patriots and the Raiders. The Raiders of like the 90s or the Cowboys of the 90s, where those guys were always getting in trouble. And when it comes to the Patriots, everything stays in house. The Patriots are very WWE like it. Everything stays in house. But for some reason, the Cowboys drama, Michael Irvin with his cocaine allegations, some of the linemen, I forgot, domestic violence and all that good stuff. It's like that stuff always keeps coming out for the Cowboys, but you never see it on the Patriots. I wonder why. It's just a comparison that I'm starting to realize. Moxley's right. He doesn't know if it's the age of social media. Stuff gets blown out of proportion. One person types something dumb on the internet, and it's all anybody wants to talk about. It's very true.
It's just, and it's also just the speed of things, right? Though, but like the speed of things, because I mean, you always had this crap talking always went on.
Listen,
right?
It's everywhere.
But the speed of it is different because now it's not just I got to call up my mans and wait for you to tell your boy and you call him. Now it's just I'm gonna put this out to the quote
It's
unquote
this.
nebulous world.
It's this now. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm about to start my whole phone. It's this deal.
Yeah.
Just tapping away. Yep.
So social media did change it because now the conversation is no longer private, right? Like now every conversation is a public conversation.
What happened to save it for the car? Remember those days? All right, save it for the car.
That was the greatest. Can I tell you? I still teach that lesson now in at work, in anything I do.
Save it for the car.
That's like I teach that when the young kids all the time. Like, yo, when you're at school, just save it for the car. You tight, you hot about whatever happened in school, save it for the car.
I'm going to tell you something because this never come up in conversation, so I never had a reason to tell you. One of my students, the guy that I wrestled with this past Sunday, shout out to Barnaby, he drove FTR when they came out here to do a couple indie spots. He picked them up from the airport, brought them to the show, then drove them back to their hotel where they needed to go and all that good stuff, right? They are still a proponent of saving it for the car. He told me some of the conversations of who they worked that night, and they saved how they really felt for the car. And my student had the chance of listening to all the stuff that they were talking about and their disdain for their opponents and lack of training and stuff that they were talking about. That stuff you save for the car. I only know about that not because my student posted it on Facebook or posted it on Instagram or posted it on Twitter or anywhere else. It's because he told me directly. He just said, yo, you're not going to believe what these guys were saying about this. I was like, wow, I believe it. You save that stuff for the car. Some things everybody doesn't need to know about, right? The nonsense between Guevara and Andrade didn't need to be known. CM Punk recently posting this stuff about not being wanted and this is a lie and that's a lie. Nobody cares, CM Punk. Nobody cares, bro. Yeah. Just go in your corner. And I'm going to just say that you messed up, CM Punk. You messed up. You got hurt twice. You won the titles twice. You messed up your chance at this company. Why are you being petty still? But that's Punk. CM Petty Punk. That's him. I get it, but it's like, just go home, bro. Be done with it. Wait for another promotion to open up in 7 years and try it again, bro. All right? Because there's no need for you to do what you're doing right now because nobody cares. Nobody cares. Why are you making that face?
You don't think you don't think it's weird that they haven't been back to Chicago?
Of course not, because this is the year they're opening up all the markets.
Oh, okay. So their home base, ever since Punk's been gone, their home base are just like, you know what, it's time to.
What's their?
They only went to that.
They
went to that one. No, they went to that one show where remember the Bucks were mocking Punk at that one show. They haven't been back since. That's the last time they've been in Chicago.
Yeah, but the all out, because that was in 22. In 23, if I'm not mistaken, they went out of their way to open up new markets. They said they were before any of this. They said,
yeah.
Now I think All Out is always in Chicago. Am I wrong?
Tell me, Mark. Tell me more.
He said, "Tell me, Mark." See, now you're calling me Mark because I'm being an apologist. See, are we not? I was just bully a second ago, wasn't I? Wasn't I just bully a second ago?
Oh man.
Hold on. I'm trying to find it. AEW All Out.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Only during the pandemic they weren't in Chicago. This is Hoffman Estates, Illinois, but I'm sure it's in suburb of Chicago. So they're always in Chicago for All Out, and it's in September.
Okay.
The last All Out.
Then we need to. Then I will put a button in that conversation, and we'll pick it back up in September.
We'll wait. That's what. That's 6 months from now.
6 months.
We'll probably be by episode 40 something by then.
All right.
So
and then we'll have the discussion
when they announce All Out. We'll come back to this. Hold on. We gotta put something on this.
Put something down and write it down.
Let's see.
Next to Ian's prediction that Vince will take one more payday. I was like, I seen that. I was like,
I left it up there.
Yeah.
All right. So Frank, All Out in Chicago, because that was your take on that. But we're saying all that just to say, like, I don't know. It's just weird to me why a company like AEW just can't stay out of the spotlight for negative stuff when it's easy to if you just tell these guys to keep their mouth shut. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you a question. Do we talk about AEW without the backstage drama? Is there anything to talk about with them if there is no backstage drama?
Besides talking about, well, for us, how we dislike what they do on television. That's usually it. Either you like what they do on television to the point where you're happy about it and you tweet about it, or you hate it to the point that you don't like it and you tweet about it, or you're talking about you're giving your opinion on the drama that's going on backstage. Those are the three main talking points of AEW, in my opinion.
Do you feel like AEW is highbrow Impact? Like, I don't watch Impact. I watch AEW.
I watch AEW.
Right? But like in the sense of like the AEW fan is all into AEW. They're all in, right? No matter what.
They are invested. It doesn't matter what's on the screen. If they're a true AEW fan, they will not question anything.
But eliminate the backstage drama. AEW is highbrow Impact.
That's very true.
If you eliminate all the backstage drama, it's highbrow, big budget, high fluting Impact. Because
what was that? Rid of okay, I'm sorry.
No.
Go. You said you got rid of what? Go ahead.
No, I'm saying if you get rid of all the backstage drama, it just becomes it's just a wrestling show.
Yeah.
And a not good wrestling show.
And they do take some of the backstage drama and try to put it on television, don't they? Like they did that with Kingston and Guevara.
That's what I'm saying. Eliminate all the backstage drama.
I mean, I could probably
That's a really weird show without us knowing any backstage heat, without us knowing about the EVPs and thinking like, oh, that's so weird, man. Because again, if you didn't tell us they were EVPs, I wonder if we would all just look at it and think, man, Tony Khan must really just love the Young Bucks, or the Young Bucks must really be Tony Khan's favorite wrestlers.
Very true, man.
Right? Like the way that Tony Khan dresses up like Orange Cassidy, and Orange Cassidy's the strongest.
Orange Cassidy is the strongest baby face. He's the strongest baby face on AEW television. He has about, I think, 17 or 16 wins in a row.
Wow.
They talked about his record. He's 27-1. And I think the one was in a trios loss or something like that.
And just look at that. And so I just wonder, AEW would be Impact.
Yeah, I agree. I got to agree with you there.
And what a segue.
Let's go right into Impact, huh?
Please.
We are some segue kings today. I don't know if you noticed that, man. Let's go right into Impact, dog. I wanted to talk about today.
Oh man,
the injuries.
Two very diametrically opposed stories, because these are such opposite stories.
There's opposite stories.
For me, emotional. These are two very opposite stories for me.
But they're similar in nature because they're both champions.
100%.
They're the top champions for
unfortunate that they got hurt. So let me just say it off the top. I'm very sorry that both of them got hurt. So if I do make light of it, make jest, I just do this all in good fun.
Sure.
But
that's what we're all doing it here for.
Yeah.
Anybody who's injured, first of all, we'll start off. Anybody who's injured, we don't play any games like that. We want to wish them well on their recovery to get back into the ring as soon as possible.
With all that said, Nikki Belair, you make me sick. Anyway, go ahead.
Sister.
Doesn't
work for me, sister.
Sis, that's not gonna work for me, sis.
Okay.
Sis, you're undefeated,
all right,
sis?
So
sis, what's your finish so I can kick out of it?
Let's talk about Josh Alexander first before we get to Mickey Hogan. So I got this this from the Wrestling Observer, Figure 4 Online.
The only news source on social online.
Oh, why do you got to do that? Josh relinquishing Impact World title due to injury. I hope the tweet's on here. It's not. Hopefully he writes it here. This is from Joseph Courier. The underlining headline here, it says, Steve Maclin and Kushida will face off to determine a new champion. Hold on. Don't save your thoughts. Let me finish.
Please.
Because I saw your groan already. An injury has forced Josh Alexander's Impact World Championship reign to come to an end. Impact Wrestling has announced that Alexander is relinquishing the world title due to suffering a triceps tear. Alexander will be undergoing surgery for the injury today. Alexander was scheduled to defend the Impact World Championship against Steve Maclin at Rebellion on Sunday, April 16th. The pay-per-view will now be headlined by Maclin versus Kushida to determine a new champion. Alexander was also scheduled to defend the Impact World Championship against Kushida at Impact and NJPW's Multiverse United event on Thursday, March 30th. Alexander's replacement for that show has yet to be announced. I can now tell you that is now Lio Rush. So, yeah, that's an even deal. After winning the title at last year's Rebellion, Alexander's reign as champion has lasted for nearly a year. It was the longest world championship reign in Impact Wrestling history. Okay, here we got Scott D'Amore quote. We wish Josh a full and speedy recovery and everyone at Impact Wrestling, including our loyal fans. Can't wait to see him back in the ring. Is press release from Scott D'Amore. A 6-man tag team match with Alexander, Rich Swann, Frankie Kazarian facing Kushida, the Motor City Machine Guns was supposed to take place at tonight's Sacrifice special, and Macklin took Alexander's place in that match. We're going to talk about that Sacrifice pay-per-view in a second. I actually have to get the card. This is funny because we're going to talk about this in a second. They're talking about Mickie James and her being injured in her match with Jordynne Grace. So, as you heard, we'll just talk about Josh Alexander first. Josh has got to relinquish the world title. Josh has been a very strong world champion for Impact Wrestling. He's one of the highlights of Impact.
And he might be one of the strongest world champs in wrestling, to be honest. Like, in terms of like a guy who really like hustles and bustles and gets out there and cuts the promos and puts on like I don't ever see him put on a short match. Like, the guy seems to love putting on long matches.
I would call
shout out to him.
Yeah, absolutely. I would call him the true definition right now in this era of this time frame, a fighting champion. He is legitimately a fighting champion.
You know what? I was going to say, he's got that like in a weird way, and I apologize if this offends anyone with the comparison, but like that Bret Hart of like he's a fighting champ.
Yeah,
he's going to fight every single night. Like, he's going to fight every single night. Every night he's going to get a match with somebody. He's going to get somebody in the ring, and he's going to put on something. And like, again, I go back to that ladder match he put on when we were in that Impact phase. Hell of a ladder match.
With Bully, right?
Yeah. The guy was nuts. Guy was taking those perk angle bumps. He was there going, he was taking insane bumps.
So, I mean, a tricep tear sucks. I don't know how long that takes. I'll Google it real quick. Tricep tear recovery time. Let's see. So, for recovery time for a tricep tear is about 8 to 12 weeks. Surgery to reattach the tendon to the ulna is a preferred method. Okay. To prevent permanent elbow extension weakness. So in order for him to get his fully extension back, he needs a surgery. Wow. And which is, you need it for pro wrestling, because if you're throwing lines, you're going to need that elbow movement. I don't know which arm it was. I don't think they said, but more than likely it's probably his strong arm.
Josh Alexander's a workhorse. He's a workhorse, so you have to be healthy. He couldn't work his style and not be physically healthy.
So 2 to 3 months he's out, which puts him out until the summer. So I kudos to Impact for pivoting so quickly. I want your take on who's in this world title match. It's Steve Macklin, who was slated to work Josh Alexander at the Sacrifice pay-per-view, and Kushida, who just signed on with Impact, if I'm not mistaken. Or he's with New Japan, and they're using him on loan. Let me say that. That might be the more accurate statement there. What's your take, brother?
My take is who wants to see that match? No offense. Kushida,
you ain't offended me.
Kushida and Alexander was going to be a showcase match. It was going to be for the diehards.
That would have been the dream match, brother, on the card. It was going to be the main event.
But Steve Macklin, Kushida, who in their right mind is putting Kushida over Macklin? Nobody. But knowing Impact, they'll put it on Kushida, then Kushida will lose it at the next pay-per-view because
he'll lose it on Impact.
He'll lose it on Impact or like exactly, or on Thursday. It'll make the buzz on the internet that Kushida won. Yep. But is it a one-to-one replacement? I can't say because I'm not a fan. So for me, no. I would look at this and immediately I went, whose right mind was thought this would be this is going to sell a pay-per-view? Steve Macklin?
Yes. All right. Kushida? Thank you for saying that.
This is going to sell a pay-per-view?
This is a pay-per-view world title. This is more than likely going to be your main event. If Mickie James can't make it in time for the title match, this is going to be the main event, right? Steve Macklin and Kushida, I'm sorry. In my opinion, put Moose there. Put Moose there. Moose has been an Impact champion. He's been a decent champion as a heel. Put Moose there.
I'd have taken Moose and Steve Macklin.
Sure.
You'd give me
two heels. That's two heels.
Oh, is Macklin the heel? I didn't know Macklin was a heel.
Right, okay. Macklin's the heel. Macklin's the heel here. Give me Moose. Give me Moose in that spot instead of Steve Macklin. Moose and Kushida. I think that would be a better. I'm with you. I'm not a fan of Macklin. Every time I see Macklin, I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
There's nothing that goes.
What is it about him? What is it about him that like?
You know what that is about him? Nothing. There's nothing
like,
about him. That's
it's not
the problem.
that it's not that he looks bad. He's built. He's
Great
built.
look.
He's got
Good
a look, right? But yet, he's not a guy that if you told me like, "Yo, bro, I got tickets. We're gonna see Steve Macklin in the main event," I would tell you, "We're gonna see who."
Home. You know what it's like? I'm gonna tell you who it's exactly like right here, and I'm gonna pop them up on the screen, and you're gonna be like, "Yep, this is exactly who this is like."
Cool.
I'm gonna show you, brother. You're gonna love this. You're gonna love this because this is who I think of when I think of Macklin. I'm gonna get you this because you might not recognize him as soon as you see him. All right. So for the audio listener, I'm about to pop up this my favorite professional wrestler. Who are you looking at, Vern?
Matt Morgan. Sheesh.
Matt Morgan, who's now like a politician or something like that. He's a mayor.
Nonsense. Yeah.
All the greatest look in the world. Big dude. I think he was like 6'6". He had a shot in the E at a time. Good look. He didn't look bad, but he cut a promo and he took you right out. Your suspension of disbelief right out the window, right? Matt Morgan was a champion for TNA. He had a good run. He was, what was he? The blueprint. The blueprint, Matt Morgan. I see Steve Macklin. I see Matt Morgan.
I'll take that.
Granted, Macklin puts on better matches. He's a better worker. He can do the things in the ring way better than a Matt Morgan could. You watch Matt Morgan in the ring, and it was, forget it. I don't want to get on Matt Morgan right now. But that's what I think of instantly. It's like he doesn't connect. That's the thing. You can do all the cool wrestling moves in the world. We talk about this all the time. You can do all the cool wrestling moves in the world.
No.
If you're not connecting with the people,
but does he connect with that audience? That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I guess it's a caveat to this whole thing, right? Is that we're not fans, so we're commenting as outsiders who have an outside opinion.
Watched him though.
I
for
understand.
8 to 9 weeks.
But
he had
I think their audience loves him, right? Their audience is into the guy because the guy seems to get a push from Tommy Dreamer.
I guess. I'll watch the pay-per-view. You're probably not gonna watch it. You'll skim the pay-per-view.
I'll skim the pay-per-view.
I will have it on as background noise. And when Macklin and Kushida come on, I'm gonna see how that match gets response to the crowd. And we'll come back. Another note that I'll keep up here. I'm liking today's show. Macklin's crowd connection, because
that's what I'm saying. Like, so what is Macklin? Is he over with the crowd? Like, people hate him?
From what I remember, I
because all I remember is that promo. Remember when everybody came out on each other?
Everybody came out. He wanted a title shot, and when it was quiet in that room. This is how loud it was. Right, that's how loud it was in the room when they were cutting the promo. Bobby Fish came out. Where's the lie? Like, I don't know. Do you want to talk about Miss Balea? We're not talking about Linda.
Well. As we came to find out, apparently, as you read, knockout champion Mickie James is currently dealing with an injury. Yep. And so this story is from Wrestling Observer Figure 4 Online from Josh Nason, March 23rd, 2023. The title, Impact notes, Mickie James injured, Taya Valkyrie written off. James will not compete against Jordynne Grace at Friday's Sacrifice. In a surprise announcement following Thursday's Impact on Access TV, Knockouts champion Mickie James will miss Friday's Sacrifice due to an undisclosed injury. The promotion announced the news on Twitter, saying they would give an update and address the situation during the stream special from London, Ontario, Canada. James was set to face former champion Jordynne Grace in a rematch from January's Hard to Kill. On Thursday, James teamed with Tommy Dreamer and Bully Ray against Masha, and James was accidentally hit by a Grace spear post-match. It's unknown if they will use it as a storyline reason for the injury. As of this writing, James hasn't commented on social media about the situation. Sir.
So,
what do you think?
I've got a piggyback article.
Please tell me.
It winded up being that Mickie James suffered a broken rib. That's the injury.
Really?
She broke her rib. All right.
Okay.
March 23rd, wrestling. This is from Ringside News. This was from 6 days later. March 29th, which is yesterday, as of 1 minute ago. March 23rd, Impact Wrestling. Yep, you just said all that. James was scheduled to defend her title against Jordan Grace, but had to be pulled after suffering a broken rib. I guess when she was on Busted Open today, which is why this article came out, Mickie James was asked how she was feeling about the situation. And this is what she said, and I quote, "I'm good. I'm grateful, brother. It could have been a lot worse. A broken rib. That's a couple of weeks. If I can just get healed up, if I could just get healed up. It did suck. When you know when there is something wrong, it sucks and it's painful, but I feel better now than I did when it first happened." She also revealed there was initially some concern that it could have been a cartilage tear between the rib cage, which would have meant a longer recovery period of 3 months. Thus, James was relieved that it was just a broken rib, which has a shorter recovery time of 6 to 8 weeks. And then she says, when they first looked at it, they were thinking it was a cartilage tear between the rib cage and that it would have been 3 months of healing time plus the comeback. I'm almost grateful that it was just a broken rib. That means 6 to 8 weeks. We'll see what the doctor says. This talks about Jordan Grace, what she'll get. Instead of Jordan Grace was supposed to work her at Sacrifice. The Sacrifice pay-per-view was in shambles after these two were gone. Their two top champions are gone. So it messed up the whole pay-per-view. That's why I wanted to talk about the card quickly, just about those two matches and what happened.
Yeah, sure.
Jordan Grace will now get a title shot at Rebellion. She will face the winner of the 4-way match from the Multiverse United card that we're going to talk about in a bit. If James is cleared, she'll be added to the match and make it a triple threat match for the Knockouts title. If she's not cleared, she's got to give up the strap, brother.
Is she going to be in the scene where she hands the belt and she puts her hand on the new champion and she's holding the title?
I lost my smile.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Can I tell you when you said that about the cartilage, part of me was like, wait, is she pulling a Shawn? And she's like, look, I've got this injury. I'm gonna, because again, Cornette to this day, still attests.
Calls BS
that the Shawn injury was that bad that Shawn just milked it like a cow for as long as he could. Because Shawn didn't want to do jobs and decided, you know what?
Put guys over, right?
I'm good. Take the title back. I'm good.
So it's crazy to think how all that's happening. You asked me my take on it, right?
Point being, but she's got to do the favors back. Do you think that's what was going to happen at this pay-per-view? And she decided, you know what? I'm having too much fun.
My rib. This thing's been hurting me for a while. Let me get it checked out. Day before. Hey, can't work. My rib hurts, brother. Ain't going to work for me, sister. Listen, I find it odd.
Yeah.
That
and
Mickie
if she's
Belair,
hurt, again, if she's hurt, I'm sorry if she's hurt, but
she probably is. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure it's just such a coincidence.
Come on, man. I still can't get the booking. The story should have ended there.
Yes. This is what I was going to say to you off air.
With the Terminator going into the pit, not, you know what? I'm going to go on a killing spree and I'm going to do more bad. Excuse me. Dang it.
Duck that. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
123.11. Yeah.
Duck 123.
I'm a total bad guy and just super awesome, etc. I'm just going to keep going for 20 more minutes. The movie ended when it was supposed to. I don't get why we got the ending to the movie. It would have been poetic. It'd have been great. Send off, ride off. Your family was there. Great. But swerve, brother.
Swerve, bro.
She won and she keeps winning.
Do you think that this is what I wanted to do? This is why I said, I remember I was like, I'll save it for the show.
Yeah.
When we were talking in the green room. Do you think this is bad karma for that kind of storytelling? She beats everybody on the roster to the point that some people those people are now gone, like a Chelsea Green. Gone. They're gone.
You mean she did the Bob Holly joke.
She beat everybody. Right. I win the belt and I beat everybody. She came in, called it the last rodeo, gave the illusion that this is the final run for me, sister. And everybody saw it. You're gonna work. You're gonna get to that title shot. You're gonna go up against the girl who has been ripping and running on the other side as champion against everybody. Knocked off the undefeated streak of another girl who had a crazy run, right? It was only right that they collide.
Was it a perfect storm? Just a side note that was it just a perfect
Yes.
storm? You had an
It was.
undefeated champ, and then you had this, and then they collided, and Masha loses. Like, do you still think Masha taking an L was the thing to do?
For Mickey, yes, because Mickey Jordan Grace, I think, sells more tickets than Mickey Masha. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because we're gonna get to, because I said yes, because Mickey Jordan Grace, last rodeo, possible last match against a champion who has dominated and even stopped an undefeated streak, is now gonna collide. And she's going to do it one more time and retire this girl. Nope. Sorry. Champion's gonna lose. And now this girl who is on her last legs, the last rodeo on her last legs, is now beating everyone. What? Make it make sense, Vern.
Was this Rocky Balboa? Right? That's Rocky 6, where they did the video game, simulation. And then
oh my God.
This is Rocky 6. It's Rocky
Balboa.
Called
Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, this is Rocky Balboa.
With Antonio Tarver. Mason the Line Dixon.
Where for some reason Rocky was able to come back and
he's like, you gotta be a slugger, Rock. You can't go in there and be finesse with him. You gotta go in there and slug it out. Oh my God.
And
I hated that Rocky. I hated that Rocky.
But you thought, okay, this is the movie where finally the character is going to be overwhelmed. The old gunslinger has had it. He's done.
It's done. Nope. Gotta win. Gotta go out on top, brother. Gotta go out on top. Ah, man. Maybe she watched Rocky Balboa, bro.
Yeah.
And thought that was
because that's what this reminds me of. This is Rambo. This is Rambo part number 7. So and I love the last Rambo movies. They were great, but
the last one where they were in, like, what were they in the Philippines or something? And
Cambodia.
He was
blowing off body parts.
He was killing everybody. Yeah. No,
the last 2 movies were amazing. I love the last 2 Rambos. But the 5 before that,
yeah, chill, blood. You didn't have to. We didn't need all them. We didn't need all of those. But okay, hold on now.
The 5 to 3 or whatever. Go ahead.
So, is it bad karma for that storytelling?
Interesting.
That's what I wanted to bring up to you.
If you believe in that thing, then yeah, sure, right? It's the what else did you expect was going to happen? Why are we even here? Why are we even in the situation? That's what that bookie makes me ask. Why are we even here? Why is Mickey Balea in the main? Why is Mickey Balea still carrying the strap? Why is Mickey Balea? And I'm sure the fan demographic would say because she's still putting on these great matches, but
now don't get me wrong, she has been, but now this is what I want to point out here.
Yeah.
Mickie James is 43 years old.
Sure.
Okay. She's been wrestling for 13 years, started in 2010. So she started at the age of 30. Okay. According to Wikipedia, it could be wrong. Yeah, because it's saying, yeah, no, that's incorrect. It started her wrestling career here in 99 as a valet on the indie circuit. Right. And she trained. And I could have sworn, yep, she was in the Gathering. She joined a stable called the Gathering. Yep. Ravens deal. Yep, from ECW. She was there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she's been around the business for that long. Okay. So that 2010 is completely wrong. I don't know why it says years active. Oh, that's her music career. I'm sorry. I was reading the wrong spot. That's Wikipedia with their music Akali. Hardcore country. It shows here August 28th, 1999 was wrestling debut. So she's been around the business for 24 years, right? Her body has taken a toll. You're now asking this 43-year-old woman, right? Not this 43-year-old person. I don't want to say woman. This 43-year-old person to continue to put on main event style matches at that age. Not everybody can do it. Not everybody's AJ Styles, right? Who's in his mid-40s, who suffered his first biggest injury of his career right now, missing this Mania altogether, which sucks for him.
Yeah.
But AJ his body is ridiculous that he was able to withstand all that pain, and this is finally his first injury. But even his body's wearing down.
Yeah.
But here we are with Mickie James. She's got a broken rib. What's next? What's next, brother? She's going to come back, and then what? I feel like it's bad karma. I feel like Mickey should have called it against Jordynne Grace. What better way to go out? You're putting over the person who's going to be next up, who should be more than likely should be in the E now, Jordynne Grace, right? At this point. Excuse me. You don't go with that take. Did that fly over your head?
Not for me. I'm not a Jordynne Grace.
I disagree, but that's not for this topic.
That's not for the topic for today.
Not for this topic. The topic is Mickey Balea right now. So we'll bring it, but when that comes back, we'll see. So like I was saying, I just think you're putting the belt on damaged goods. The lady, the person is 43 years old. Her body's starting to break down. Like I said, I'm 38. I can't do the stuff that I was doing when I was 28. You know what I'm saying? So I can only imagine somebody who's 24 years in, who did the house show circuit when it was damn near every day in the E. That's a lot of bumps on that bump card. Now you're asking her to put on main event style matches on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just think you made a mistake there. I'm sorry. I don't know. That's how I look at it. Your last take, and then we'll get to wrestling.
I was going to tell you, I'm good. I mean, yeah, that's fine. We go ahead, because I just looked at the time, and I'm like, of course, we told ourselves we could get banged through this real quick, and of course because we tangented on all sorts of randomness as we've gotten here. So now I'm good.
Of course,
yeah, I'm straight.
So real quick on Sacrifice, their main event got thrown out the window because they didn't have. So hold on, the women. There was no women's title match at all. There was nothing to do with the women's title match on the Sacrifice pay-per-view. Sacrifice pay-per-view felt like a long television show because I watched it from beginning to end. When it started with Mike Bailey and Gresham and ended with Time Machine, which is Shelley Sabin and Kushida, against Kazarian, Swan, and Macklin. That main event, it felt rough. I didn't watch the Busted Open match because I refuse. But that main event, I was like, this is not a main event match. That 6-man works when your champion's in it. Because, all right, your champion's being used. But now you have no champion. It didn't work. I know you didn't see it. It didn't work on Sacrifice. Yeah. So you didn't miss anything. So like we said, Rebellion will have Kushida and Macklin. And then there's going to be a 4-way at Multiverse, which we're going to talk about now. Let's talk about Multiverse right now. We're going to actually talk about wrestling. We'll be quick. Let's just talk about it right now. So for Multiverse United, it's going to be today. It's going to air today from out of the Globe Theater in Los Angeles, California. The tagline is "Only the strong survive." So does that mean all the New Japan strong guys are going over? Is that what that means? So here we go. We got 9 matches. One's a pre-show match. We got Yuya Uemura versus Gabriel Kidd. I don't know who Gabriel Kidd is at all.
Yes, you do. That's the kid from former NXT guy.
Huh?
Isn't that the guy from NXT?
Huh? No, this guy's from Japan.
Oh, Gabriel Kidd. Okay, my bad.
You thinking of a kid who is Axiom now?
No, I was thinking of what's his name? Something Gabriel too? On it from South Africa? No, wasn't the kid?
I'm hitting NXT. No. Nope.
Justin Gabriel?
Justin Gabriel. Come on, brother. Stop that. That's a while ago. That's not the same guy.
Oh,
that's
no, you're right. You're
PJ
right.
Black or something like that.
There we go. Sorry for whatever reason I thought. Okay.
All right. Then we have Mike Bailey versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. Jeff Cobb versus Moose. Your favorite 6-way scramble match for the X Division Championship. Trey Miguel versus Clark Connors versus Frankie Kazarian versus Kevin Knight versus Rich Swann versus Rocky Romero. We have Kenta versus Minoru Suzuki for the Strong Openweight Championship. We have a 4-way tag team title match for the Impact World Tag Team Championship. Bullet Club versus Aussie Open versus the Motor City Machine Guns versus TMDK. And it's not the TMDK you think of. It's some guy named Bad Dude Tito and Shane Haste. Okay. In an 8-man tag match.
Your favorite.
Alex Coughlin. Okay. Sammy Callahan. Now his name is just Callahan. Fred Rosser. Block the hate. And PCO, your favorite, versus Eddie Edwards, Joe Hendry, and Team Filthy, which is Tom Lawler and JR Kratos. We got two more. Then we have Deonna Purrazzo, Giselle Shaw, and Masha Slamovich with Miyu Yamashita doing a 4-way match for the Knockouts World Championship title match opportunity at Rebellion. And then we have Kushida and Lio Rush. Lio Rush is the replacement, like we said, for Josh Alexander. Just give me one match you want to watch that night. Do you need me to repeat them?
Moose Jeff Cobb.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
That's probably the only match out of everything on, honestly, like Kenta Minoru Suzuki, I would have watched 10 years ago.
Yeah, I'm cool. Why is that on this card? Every other match is
that. You know what that match is? That's the match that screams, "We do it for the fans."
Yeah, that's an AEW Forbidden Door match. Right?
Mike Bailey, Tanahashi. I'm sure that's gonna slap tickle every other thing emotion that can come out of it.
Question for you: what's the main event?
Mike Bailey, Tanahashi.
You think so?
If the title's not going to be defended on the show, then it has to be.
Because he's the top guy, right?
I mean, Tanahashi's the top guy from the other company. Mike Bailey's one of the rising stars, I guess, of this company.
I'm with you. I
mean, maybe
unless
not.
You put the ladies. Unless you put the ladies.
You know what? Maybe not. No, because Tanahashi's not gonna. That's probably gonna be somewhere mid card. It'll probably be Kushida Lio Rush. Let's be honest. It'll probably be Kushida Lio Rush.
To try and give Kushida the spotlight for the title match at Rebellion.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
Rush.
Okay.
So let's.
All right. So I say the ladies. We're gonna receipt this. I don't know why, but we're gonna receipt this.
That's fine.
Multiverse United main. I say the 4-way ladies. You say
Kushida Lio Rush.
Kushida Rush. MVU main. Kushida Rush. All right, let's get out of here. Let's go to the E, shall we?
Please.
All right. Let's go in order. So this weekend's a big weekend for the E. If y'all haven't heard, Vern, there's a tiny little show going on. Nothing big, something called Wrestlemania happening this weekend. If you happen to catch it on Peacock, take the time out. You might enjoy yourself, But before all that, we have the Hall of Fame. It's going to be on Friday after SmackDown, just like last year, because they got a busy weekend. So far, here are the inductees. I think this will be everybody because it's literally tomorrow in the sense. I don't think they'll add anybody else. They have 3, then they have their celeb, and then they have the Warrior Award. So,
and the Warrior Award is shout out to.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did you announce it yet? Oh, okay.
No, I'll get there. So. We might as well do it for the Warrior Award. We'll work our way up. They're gonna be inducted by Dana Warrior. It is my man Tim White, who was former referee and producer for the WWE. And another note, it says backstage assistant for Andre the Giant. I love that says that. The celebrity going in this year is Andy Kaufman. He'll be inducted by Jerry Lawler. Then the 3 non-posthumous inductees that we see so far, unless they add somebody late, I don't think they will. This has got to be it. It'll be Stacy Keibler, the Great Muta, and the headliner is Rey Mysterio. Now they have all these accolades. Great Muta will be inducted by Ric Flair. They don't have here who Stacy Keibler will be inducted by, but they say Rey Mysterio will be inducted by Conan. So I kind of like some of these inductees, the people that are doing the inductors. There we go, the inductors for that, because Jerry Lawler's doing Kaufman. Dana Warrior always does a Warrior Award, but Flair for Muta and Conan for Rey is kind of cool. We don't know for Stacy Keibler. What are you looking forward to the most that night?
Andy Kaufman.
Okay, maybe some good Jerry Lawler stories or something.
Andy Kaufman and Tim White.
Yeah, I hope they have a nice reel of the Tim White deals. We showed a couple, didn't we?
Tim White commit suicide.
Tim White suicide ones. It sounds weird saying it now, but you had to be there. You had to be there.
No, Tim White. Yeah, man, absolutely. Tim White and Andy Kaufman, because Andy Kaufman's is so. What, 10 years now? The rumor's been that Triple H has been trying to get Andy Kaufman into the Hall of Fame. So
yeah, he should have been in there a minute ago. In all honesty,
to think that Andy's finally in it, I'm super pumped about Andy Kaufman being in the Hall of Fame.
To be honest, Andy Kaufman, if you want to think about it, is sports entertainment.
Yes,
new sports entertainment.
Yes,
if you want to categorize that word and say it's different from professional wrestling, Andy Kaufman, sports entertainment. He should have been in there a whole long time before Pete Rose. He should have been in there. You know what I mean?
100%. 100%. I agree with you.
So that's why I found out. What I'm looking forward to is the headliner, Rey Mysterio. And the only reason why
is Rey the headliner?
Rey's the headliner.
Okay.
Rey's the guy. He was the first one announced. I want to see if they do anything to progress the storyline between him and Dom. That's the only reason why. If they do something, because they usually kayfabe's broken, it's out the window. Everybody's seated in the building together. Everybody's happy, hunky dory. Let's hear some stories. For Rey, if they incorporate his storyline with his son in some way, shape, or form, if they do anything like last year, there's going to be a ring out there. If somehow they incorporate the storyline with Dominic, I'm happy. I'm ready for Mania. That's the only reason why I'm looking forward to that at the end of the day. At the end of that night. So that's my take on that. Do you have anything else you want to say? Anything else?
No, man, I'm excited for it. I can't wait for the speeches.
Yeah. And am I bugging? This is probably the least amount of people in a while. It's only 5. And 3 of them are actually still alive with us.
Well, I think last year was only 4 people, 5 people last year.
I'll check. Oh, no, it was only 5. You're right. Shad Gaspard, Steiners, Sharmell, Vader, Undertaker. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like before, before that, 2021, there was a lot. There was a lot.
They've really done away with the big, since they've gone to the thing before after SmackDown,
right?
They've done away with the large classes.
It's not its own day anymore. So
you know what though? But you figure back then they were just trying to fill up the classes. They were trying to fill up. They were trying to get names on the board, and so now it's like you're good. You don't have to do it.
Yeah, you don't have to do it. Yeah,
you can concentrate, and you don't have to burn through so many people either, right? Like you have to burn through so many names,
right?
Trying to
help preserve
fill it. Yeah.
All right. So good, sir. We're almost there. We're almost taking it home. Saturday afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern time. We will have NXT Stand and Deliver. I love the cover. Can I blow this cover up? Oh man. I wish I could see. Now I'm wishing I saved it. Hold on. Let's see how fast I can be. You think I could be fast, brother? Hold on now. Oh man. Shout out to me, Vern. Shout out to me. Oh, don't do that to me. It's uploading right now and it's taking a while. Oh, that looks awful. Boo. Terrible. Take it off the screen. Oh man, I got hyped. That's why. It looks awful. I downloaded that pretty quick. But we got NXT Stand and Deliver 2023 this year, obviously. I'm going to go through the card real quick. I was trying to be fancy, and then I popped it up there, and it looked horrible. It was kind of like I was going to do a Rana spot, and I landed on my head. So that's what it felt like right there. So for the card, we got 7 matches, which is a lot for NXT.
Yeah.
NXT is usually 5, 6 tops. There's also... Usually there's like a big, huge match. Like I think last year Stand and Deliver, we had that ladder match, right? Usually they have like a big gimmick match. This one, oh no, there it is. There's a ladder match. Forget it. There it is.
Yeah, the gimmick match. I would say the gimmick match is going to be Gargano and Grayson Waller in the unsanctioned match.
That one's unsanctioned, but there is an actual ladder match. There's a ladder match for the NXT Women's title. I'll go through the card right now. Mm-hmm. We got Johnny Gargano versus Grayson Waller in an unsanctioned match that they just announced on TV with Sean this past Tuesday. We've got Braun Breaker, or 2 Tuesdays ago, if I'm not mistaken. Semantics. Braun Breaker versus Carmelo Hayes for the NXT title. Then we have for the women's title, a ladder match with Roxanne Perez, Zoe Stark, Gigi Dolan, Tiffany Stratton, Lyra Valkyria, and Indy Hartwell. We then have a tag team match for the women's tag titles. Fallon Henley and Kiana James, who have been the champs for a while now, against Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. And Isla Dawn, isn't that who she was feuding with?
Yeah, they got together, formed a tag team.
Okay. Now you got to help me there because I've been doing podcasts on Tuesday, so
no, I've been lax on my NXT. Yeah, so
okay.
I can. That's what I was saying. I was like, that's what I told you the other day. I was like, I've been real lax on NXT.
We'll keep it.
I've had busy Tuesdays. Yeah, no, I've had busy Tuesdays. So
same here.
Yeah.
It sucks, but I have no excuse. We can always catch the replay, right?
There's correct. No but there's also that.
Right. So then there's a fatal 5-way match for the NXT North American Championship. We have Wes Lee, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Ilya Dragunov, and Axiom. Wow. I'm gonna touch on that in a second. And then we have a triple threat tag team match for the NXT Tag Team Championship. We have Gallus, the champions, going against the Creeds and the D'Angelo family, which is D'Angelo and Stax. And then we have an 8-person mixed tag match with Chase University, which is Chase U and Tyler Bate going up against Schism. Is this going to be, real quick, is this going to be The Rock's daughter's debut match on NXT? Or has she worked
I think on TV, yes. I think she's worked house shows and stuff. I don't know.
Right, but I'm talking about
for television? Okay, yeah, I think so, because I can't recall her having worked anything.
Okay. Yet. So the winners gain control of Chase University. That's the stipulation, that one. First thing that pops into my head before I let you go, Vern, is there is a lot of multi-person matches in this card. There's literally an unsanctioned, a title match, and every other match, besides the tags, of course, are multiple people. Oh, even there's a triple threat tag for the tag titles. It's multi-men, multi-teams. What do you think about that, real quick? But
I think they're trying to wrap up a lot of stories at this Stand and Deliver.
Okay,
they're trying to finish up a lot. I think they're really trying to put a bow on this because, yeah. I mean, looking at that card top to bottom,
good card too. I don't want to bury the card.
Yeah, no. But the women's situation is kind of weird. How that whole thing came about was kind of strange. I'm actually shocked that Fallon Henley, Kiana are still the champs.
Right.
I thought that whole angle would have played itself out, but they've committed to it, so good for them.
Unless they're trying to, they were the transition for Fire and Dawn. That's the only thing I can think of. This is what I wanted to touch on when I got to this card and I got to this match. I said, wow, Wes Lee, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Ilya Dragunov, Axiom for the North American Championship. You know what I thought of immediately?
Shoot.
TNA X Division.
Really?
Just looking at that match on paper, I said, this looks like an X Division match. What did we just say for the Multiverse United? 6-way X Division title match, Trey Miguel, and everybody else under the sun. I see this. Wes Lee, Dragon Lee, Axiom, Flyers, and then you got McDonough and Dragunov.
That's what I was going to say. That's a really interesting mix of clashing of styles.
Right. That's why I thought this is kind of X Division-ish. When I saw
styles make matches.
No limits. TNA wrestling cross the line. I mean, are we in agreement here though? Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes. That's what we're here for. Breaker and Hayes.
I was going to tell you, look, I don't care what this show had on it. I'm here for Breaker Hayes. I'm here to say goodbye to Breaker. Say thank you for being our champ.
The year, brother.
Thank you for the year. But it's time to go, my friend.
Time for you to go up. Yeah,
ready. You are at this point. Now you're the kid who's way too big to be in the 6th grade, but you still want to play with them.
Hello, fellow kids. Right. He's that
hello,
guy
fellow
right
kid. Yeah, you got to go, my guy.
A while back, I said I'd be surprised if he's still in NXT in the summer.
Yeah.
We're now at Mania season the following year. There's no way Braun is back right after this. Maybe a couple appearances.
To say goodbye. He's got to be the goodbye tour.
Right. He has to lose. Melo has to leave, get off stage, and Braun gets his final goodbye, right? In front of the crowd here at the Crypto.com Arena, which is, I think, the old Staples Center, the old name for the Staples Center. So I mean that has to be it, right?
God, these names suck.
Yeah, everybody's got a sponsor. Crypto.com Arena sounds so annoying to say. Staples Center was easy.
The Crypto.com Bowl?
The Crypto.com/net.gov Arena Stadium. Yeah.
Bowl
whatever.
game brought to you by Tostitos.
So yeah, I think Breaker Hayes will be good. I think Gargano and Waller will be good as well.
Oh, I think that's gonna be.
I think that's gonna deliver
100%.
Yeah. Waller to me, even Waller to me is ready. In all honesty, he can go up. Breaker can go up as well too at the same time. I have no issues with that. I think Hayes needs to run as champion for a good amount, and then he's ready. You know what I mean? And then these other matches, these other multi-mans that I've seen here, or multi-persons, I'm just interested to see the dynamic, because we have a 5-way ladder match, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-way ladder match for the women's title. Then we have a 5-way for the North American title, a triple threat for the NXT tag title. Then we got an 8-person tag match.
Is this maybe the way to, like, I guess, like, en masse say goodbye to some of this talent, because it's time to cycle in new people?
I hope.
Because, like, I think, like, we've had our years worth of seeing all these talent, playing all these stories, going different places. We've shot ridiculous angles. We've done crazy matches. And it's like, all right, I think it's time to refresh the class.
Time to go up. Time to let these guys now go to a broader audience, but see if they sink or swim.
But is it not the problem, though, is, okay, but like the ladies, where are you sending those ladies? There's no room at the top right now. Like, that's what I mean. Like that's the thing, right? It's not so much as they got to get out, but where's the room? I don't see the room for half this talent. Like,
SmackDown's got some space. SmackDown's got some space, brother.
Okay.
I think so. Raw's a little crowded. Raw's
crowded. Raw's very crowded.
Yeah, Bianca, you got Bailey and her crew. You've got Becky, even though she's with Legends right now. There's still Alexa Bliss that hasn't been addressed yet. It's a little crowded. Asuka, a little crowded on Raw. SmackDown, Charlotte, Ronda, Shayna, Sonya, Shotzi.
Yeah.
But now we're talking Sonya's not used all the time. Shotzi's not used all the time. You can pluck in fresh faces. You can take those girls from Raw.
Is that not why, though? Is that not why they're not used? Because there's just they're
not used because they're not delivering, Vern.
Well,
is Shotzi delivering? The team of Shotzi and Natalya, that's going to be it. We're going to talk about them in a second.
Well, you know what? But I think that team's together for a purpose. I think that team is for addressing for exactly the concern you're having, for the fact that, all right, kid, let's get the old vet, call the old vet back to have to save the young bucks.
So
that Macho Man
now you need a tag division, correct? You need a tag division. Where are our girls? The Team KC is what I call them. That's a tag team. That is a legitimate tag team you created at NXT. Why are they not up? Casey, that's not her name anymore. Katana Chance and...
Oh, what happened after they lost the belts? They lost the belts and that was it? They just never came back?
Why are they not up? I can't remember the other one.
Take them off TV to repackage them and send them up?
Is it Caden Carter? Repackage them. They're a team. They have been a tag team for the longest on NXT.
Since they started.
You need teams up there. You're throwing people together. Put them up there. Make them a legitimate tag team. If the issue is they got to talk, figure it out. I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out, right?
Sure.
So there's a lot of room, especially with the women's tag titles on the main card, who have to work everywhere. So I don't know. I think there's lots of room. So we shall see. You want to move on to the main card, brother?
Let us move to the main card.
We breeze through these. Can't wait to see Carmelo Hayes win the title. Let me get your prediction before we go on. Who's going up? Braun, Melo? I think you already answered that, though.
Yeah. Oh, Braun. So I'll tell you what. I think you're going to have Grayson Waller over Gargano.
Okay.
Carmelo Hayes over Braun Breaker.
Sure.
I think in that ladder match, I think Zoe Stark is going to grab the belt.
I'm with you on that. I feel like Sean's very high on her.
Yeah, and I feel like Zoe Stark is she had her time in the moment during the pandemic where she carried everything, and then not the pandemic. Was it when she was champ? She's the one who lost the champ to Mandy Rose, no?
I don't know. I don't remember. Nope, she lost it. Nope, 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 nope. Hold on now.
Or was she just feuding with Roxanne Perez, and that's why I'm thinking there was some title involved?
Yeah, no, I don't think she ever.
Oh,
She won
okay.
the tag titles. She
All
won the
right.
tag titles with Io
Okay.
Shirai.
All right. Then
That's what she
I
had.
rescind that, making up in my head.
Drunk facts.
Oh, it's Zoe Stark. I'm not thinking. I'm thinking of who was Roxanne Perez's the Braun Breaker's girl? What's Braun Breaker's girl's name?
She's not even on their card.
That's what I'm thinking
Cora
of.
Jade.
I'm thinking of Cora Jade. Excuse me. I was
Cora
thinking of
Jade.
Cora Jade.
Nope.
That's why I was like, wait a minute, she wasn't. I'm
Is
thinking of
Cora
Cora
Jade
Jade.
hurt or
Zoe
something?
Stark
Where's
is the
she?
older, is the more seasoned vet.
Yes.
Okay.
Is she hurt or something right now? I haven't seen her in a while. Cora Jade.
So saying that, I think out of that group of women you got right there, Zoe Stark would be my pick because you could do something with Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark is kind of like that older baby face. Actually, no, she's a heel, right?
I think she went babyface, if I'm not mistaken. Last I checked. She did a great job at the Rumble, remember? She had a great stint at the Rumble. I think she lasted
Gigi
a while.
Dolan. I don't know if I want to see Gigi Dolan go solo yet. Tiffany Stratton, she's fun, but I don't know if she's fun enough to carry the women's division as champ. But a lot of people are saying Tiffany Stratton. I've been reading a lot of rumors and predictions online of Tiffany Stratton taking this thing and being her, her coming out party. So
just to stop you there real quick before you continue on, I could see Stratton going over at the expense of Stark, and that lead to your next rivalry. In all honesty, put Roxanne on the main roster already. Get her up. Send her up. Get a good reason. Yes. Give her a good reason. Send her up. Has she disappointed you yet? Has she disappointed you at all on this roster?
Roxanne, I mean, outside of this final storyline where she's fainting and she has anxiety and like
she's doing what she's told.
No, she's doing what she's told, which this has probably been the worst booking for her because it's just been a weird story. I just think she has a few. I just think she's another year or two left on NXT.
She's 21.
I don't know if it's time
she's
yet.
young. She's very young.
That's what I'm saying. She's so young, and I just don't think. I think there's no rush. There's no rush.
I think she can be a very good underdog with an underneath story, rising to the top. That's why I see that. Fresh faces. That's what the WWE's always been about. Fresh faces.
Yeah.
Get them up there. Continue. Go ahead. You can go ahead with the rest of your prediction.
I think Fallon Henley, Kiana James retain. I think Wesley retains.
Sure.
I think D'Angelo, the family, takes this.
Really? You don't put it back on the Creeds?
You know what? I think the Creeds are due. The Creeds are a tag team. I think they're due.
You think they're on? Do you think they need to go up too?
I don't think
they're ready.
I don't see. I think they're due for a repackage. I'm not saying they need to go up. I think they're due to they need like now's the time to give them gimmicks. Now's the time to give them personalities. Like we know they can wrestle. We know they can do. Like for one point, right? Weren't they? They were my dream Steiner brothers. They're my Steiner brothers 2023 Steiners, my Japan Steiners who could do anything. And then
we were singing their praises, especially Julius
when they won the belts. Remember when they won the belts at the Dusty Rhodes Classic and they won the belts? We went crazy.
They beat Pretty Deadly, who's also not on this card.
So I just think that the Creed brothers, I think they're due for something more. I don't think it's main roster. I think they're due to be repackaged and given new gimmicks.
Okay.
But matter of fact, you know what? No. I rescind that comment. Gallus retains. I don't see any reason why Creed wins in D'Angelo family. Gallus retains.
Okay. And last but not least, winner gets control of Creed. I'm sorry, of Chase University. Winner gets Chase U.
I think the Schism's gonna take it because I think they're gonna. It just feels like the way Sean's been booking. That means they're gonna get 4 weeks or 6 weeks out of skits where they're doing Schism stuff at Chase U. So I don't know.
I don't know how it's gonna work. I want to like Schism, but they haven't given me a reason yet, really.
So I like Chase U, but I just feel like Sean's had again, this Roxy story is bizarre to me. So I'm thinking, why wouldn't then Schism win and now Chase U becomes a school of goths or whatever, a school of like upset people. So
hey, we shall see, brother. We shall see. Let me ask you this: call-ups from NXT. Who do you think's going?
Braun.
I'm gonna write these down.
That's it.
Just Braun.
It's the only person I would take from this roster right now.
Call-ups. Braun. Okay, for me.
No, Braun and Zoe Stark. Excuse me. Braun and Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark's
Braun and Zoe Stark.
I think Zoe needs to go up.
Okay. I'm gonna go as well. Braun Breaker. I'm gonna say. Now, I'm not talking about who's on the card. I'm talking about the NXT roster, period. Okay. Braun. Pretty Deadly. Okay. I think Pretty Deadly is good to go up. I think their feud with the New Day shows they can be entertaining. They've been entertaining from day one, but they can do it inside and outside the ring. So
yeah,
I'm gonna go Pretty Deadly. I'm gonna go Gigi Dolan. I said Roxanne Perez, right? You didn't agree with that one. Let me see if there's anybody else that I'm missing here. I think that was it. I think that's it for me. Oh, and I also said Grayson Waller. Now, I don't think all of them will come up, but I feel like out of all those people on the roster, I feel like out of all these people, besides Melo, because I think Melo's good right now too, but Melo needs NXT champion.
He needs a reign.
He needs to be him. I'm him. He called himself him. He needs to show that he's him. I think Braun Breaker fits right in. Pretty Deadly fits right into the tag division, especially with the models. Do some things with the models with Pretty Deadly. Whether it be they feud with them or you put them alongside them. Give Maxine a bigger cast of people. You know what I mean? Gigi Dolan and JC Jane, I think you can call up now, but I don't know what you're going to do. You're going to separate them.
That's why I'm saying don't call them up. They should have been lost in the shuffle.
I think they should have been Toxic Attraction no matter what and just sent them up when Mandy was gone. But I don't know if they just wanted to rid of it, because if you typed in Toxic Attraction online, it would have led you to Mandy, which then would have led you to her website. So I don't know if that's why they did that. And you know how I feel about Perez and Waller already. So that's what I'm going to go with. All right, bro. Main event. We got tops 30 minutes. All right. We're doing good on time, brother. I'm going to still say that. We're doing good on time.
No, of course.
All right, so let's get to it. We're going to pop up the Mania card. That's the wrong one. I just X'd out. Come on, let's try that again. Mania card here. Boom. You reading along with me, sir? So, WrestleMania. Yeah. Can I get this poster? No, it's too small still. That's fine. WrestleMania, marketed as WrestleMania Goes Hollywood for the second time. It's going to be at SoFi Stadium, brand new SoFi Stadium, which is where the Rams and the Chargers play. April 1st and April 2nd, night 1 and night 2. I don't know the times. I'm guessing 7 p.m. with a 5 p.m. pre-show deal and all that good stuff. Now, Vern, I don't know if you're looking at this. It shows night 1 and night 2 and then potential stuff. I'm not going to do that, okay? I'm just going to read the card as it shows. I'm also going to mention that the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is also a part of this, but they don't have it on this card. So,
and it's happening on SmackDown. The Andre Battle Royal is happening on SmackDown this Friday night.
That's why it's not here. I thought it was happening.
It's not happening. No.
Oh, okay. I stand corrected. Okay, so wow, Lashley really does not have a match at Mania. Wow.
No, we got the two showcase matches instead.
Okay. All right. I'm not mad at that. All right. So here we go. Austin Theory versus John Cena for the WWE United States title. We have Seth freaking Rollins versus Logan Paul. We then have a 6-woman tag match of Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch, who are the tag team champions, going up against Damage Control. We have Brock Lesnar versus Omos. We have Bianca Belair versus Asuka for the WWE Raw Women's title. And we have Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's title. We also have Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre triple threat match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. We have Edge versus confirmed the Demon Finn Balor. I don't know if you saw that promo on Raw.
Yep.
But the Demon's coming out, which I can't wait to see. We then have the 2 showcase matches. We have the women's showcase match, which is Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, aka Big Back, Natalya and Shotzi Ronda and Shayna Baszler, and Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. They're all tag teams going up against each other. Then the men's fatal 4-way tag match, WrestleMania Showcase. We got Braun Strowman and Ricochet, the Street Profits, Alpha Academy, and the Viking Raiders. We then have the tag team match of Mania, the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. We also have Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. And we have, without a doubt, definitely the main event of night 2, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes in a singles match for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Vern, I'm just gonna say your thoughts. I'm not gonna tell you to pick a match because just go ahead, because I'm
honestly, I'm hyped for this show. I can't wait for this Mania. I want to see more matches on here than I don't. Right. Like there's more stuff on here that I'm definitely like, okay, I want to see that. I want to see that. I can skip that. But like there's more on here that I'm like, okay, I'm intrigued. I want to see this match go down.
Right. Okay. So before you continue on,
please,
I just want to point out last year's Mania. Vince was still in charge here at Mania, right? This Mania. He actually worked that night. There were 16 matches altogether. On night 1, we had the Usos against Shinsuke and Rick Boogs. We had Drew McIntyre defeating Happy Corbin. Miz and Logan Paul defeated Rey and Dominic. Bianca Belair beat Becky Lynch. Cody defeated Seth Rollins. Charlotte defeated Ronda Rousey. Stone Cold defeated Kevin Owens in a no-holds-barred match. Then we had RK Bro defeat the Street Profits and Alpha Academy in a triple threat tag for the titles. Bobby Lashley defeat Omos. Johnny Knoxville defeat Sami Zayn. Sasha and Naomi defeat Carmella and Zelina, Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, Natalya and Shayna Baszler in a fatal 4-way match for the titles. Edge defeated AJ Styles. That's the beginning of the Judgment Day. Sheamus and Ridge Holland defeated the New Day. You remember that, which I remember must have been cut for time. And then Pat, because this had to go. Pat McAfee defeated Austin Theory. And then McMahon defeated Pat McAfee. And then we had Roman defeat Brock Lesnar for the WWE title. Now, Vern, comparing the two WrestleManias, this one by far takes the cake, 39.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This card, the stories they're telling, the matchups, hands down, probably one of the biggest WrestleManias I've been excited for a while. I'm looking at this card. I get to the showcase matches before I say, that looks like a match I don't want to watch. And I'm looking at, in this order here. Rey and Dominic, W story. Usos, Owens and Zayn, W story. Edge, Finn Balor has been going on for a very long time. Another W story. The dynamic of Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew. Meaty men slapping meat. Give me my meat slap fest. Reigns, Rhodes. Flair, Ripley. Belair, Asuka. Lesnar, Omos. Battle of the Monsters, right? Then you have, okay, maybe the 6-woman tag, but you got this. It's got legends. It's got Bayley, Becky. These girls have been taking control of the division for almost a year now. Almost, I'd probably say
takeover.
8 months almost, I believe, 7-8 months. You got Theory, Cena, and then you got another celebrity match, Rollins, Logan Paul. And I wouldn't even call it a celebrity match anymore. Logan Paul is a member of the WWE roster. He's not a celebrity anymore. He's a WWE wrestler. This card is fire, man. I mean, what say you, Vern, on my Conrad Thompson?
This card is stacked, and I can definitely tell you, I'm looking forward to a lot of these matches. So I'll say this: the matches I'm not necessarily, not that I'm not looking forward to them, but perhaps I wish the build was better, or perhaps I wish something different was going on. Probably the one that bothers me the most is Flair Ripley.
Okay. Can you go further on that? I want to hear your take.
I mean, so the promos, they've been cutting promos back and forth.
Yeah.
Right. And like, I've yet to be like, okay, but why are we pissed off at each other? Like Rhea's whole thing about like, you don't, I'm not the same woman I was 3 years ago and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's a real babyface thing. Like, you're coming back and you're coming to fight. Like, that's the thing. I guess I just don't see where the cheering is, because like the other night when Charlotte cut her promo and the people were whatting her, she slipped back it right. She kind of got heelish for a second. She kind of was like, yo, chill real quick. And then she was like, oh, wait. Gotta smile.
Okay. I like your take on that.
I like what Charlotte's doing, but I think just like Rick, we love a babyface. Babyface Charlotte's fine, but we love a heel Charlotte, because heel Charlotte is who she is. And so in this dynamic between her and Rhea, I just think you're putting the fans in a weird position, because who are they going to root for?
To be honest, you're doing that in both women's matches.
Yeah. Because
Bianca and Asuka are two baby faces.
Can I tell you, in the Bianca Asuka one, I honestly, I think Bianca retains. I think Bianca retains and Asuka takes the L. Because this is just one of the matches where, look, the Kana thing, that's cool to whoever that appeals to.
What's your word? Diminishing returns.
Yeah.
Yep.
Every time we've seen Kana, every time we've seen her, and Corey Graves has tried to sell us. And here's the thing. I love that we're engrossing ourselves in this rich wrestling lore, but educate people why Kana's a big deal.
Why her look has changed.
Why she dribbles the blue stuff. Like,
she kind of tried on social media, but they really didn't run with it anywhere.
See,
no vignettes,
that's
nothing.
What I mean. Like, I think that people who don't know, she plays this evil clown.
So
say something.
Here's my take on it.
Please.
Flop the challengers. Bianca versus Rhea Ripley, Charlotte versus Asuka. That would have been my Mania matches.
Asuka beats Charlotte and Rhea beats Bianca.
Rhea beats Bianca. Asuka doesn't even have to beat Charlotte, in all honesty. But unless, because they worked each other when Asuka was undefeated, came to the main roster, continued to be undefeated, worked Charlotte, lost. Oh, wow. Isn't that funny how that works? Did Mickey take notes on that show? No, probably not. Probably not. You like what I did there, right? You like what I did? But I would have had Asuka Charlotte. Here's our return match. You want to do the I'm not the same woman gimmick? Do it with Asuka. Give her these cryptic vignettes. Almost, you couldn't do it because, Bray was the one doing the cryptic stuff at that time, right? But still, let her be cryptic. Let her be mysterious, for a different word. Let the blue paint, the blue mist pouring out the mouth, freak Charlotte out. It's not something she's used to. Let her be the queen. Let her be that heel, and let Asuka be the creepy baby face that people can get behind.
Yeah.
And then you have yourself a match there.
So that's all that was missing for me. It was just like, I guess I'm lacking the understanding of what the beef is outside of, like, you won the Royal Rumble, so you get a match. Okay. But, like, man, I don't know. I hope SmackDown is Friday. They juice it up somehow.
I hope the go home explains a lot before we get to, because
the big brawl pull apart they had was crazy, right? But then on yesterday, when they come on just again, like, Rhea comes out and cuts those promos, and maybe it's her accent.
Monday, right? You're talking about Monday?
Yeah. And maybe it's her accent.
Yeah.
And she's just like, let me tell you something. I must share with you. And it's like, why aren't you pissed off? Why aren't you like, let me tell you, like, just, I know it's cliched almost to yell, but, like, I guess I'm missing that part of, like, you're pissed off and want to kill her, right? Like,
let me ask you this.
Shoot.
Do you feel like now that Rhea's in this program, she's the same Rhea that got Dom over? I don't feel it's the same Rhea.
The energy is different. She doesn't.
Energy's real different.
Interesting.
I feel like Rhea, when she was with Dom, and that's her little dom. If she felt like she is, like, holier than that, like, I am just better at everything I do. Look at what I've done with this man. Now it's with Charlotte, and she's almost too serious, to the point that she's not giving us any personality.
It's a weird, like, I guess, like, her swag. That's a great word to put it. I like that take, man. Like, it's like her aura, her energy, that she exudes this cockiness and this, like, It's not there with Charlotte because Charlotte's such a big personality in and of herself. It's like in front of Charlotte, for some reason, the real celebrity, the real superstar doesn't shine as bright.
Right. Which is why I say you should have put Rhea and Bianca. Because you planted that seed. You planted that seed a long time ago before the Rumble when they ran into each other backstage during Triple H's regime, where he started doing promos and letting people walk off. And then they still filmed them. And they had a little brush by, and you planted that seed. So why, when she didn't win the Rumble, she went right for Bianca? I feel like it was perfect right there. You got to pick Bianca now.
Wow.
You have your two. Granted, I think 2 Rumbles ago, it was them 2 at the final 2 when Bianca won, right? When she headlined against Sasha, she beat Rhea as the final 2 to win the Rumble. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
All right. Now I won the Rumble. Now I've got my spot, Bianca. I'm coming to take what's mine. I'm coming to get that Raw Women's Championship.
Yeah.
Why? I know, and to me, I feel like Rhea Bianca would be a better match than Bianca Asuka. Granted, Bianca Asuka, they're going to beat the piss out of each other because they're both very snug in the ring, and they don't take liberties, which I like. I think Rhea Bianca would have been an even better contest. I think Asuka Charlotte flows better because I remember that Rhea Charlotte Mania match in the pandemic in front of chairs. It didn't go all that well. I remember there was a few hiccups, and granted, you're working in front of nobody, so that's going to happen. But it didn't. I wasn't a fan. I didn't leave like, oh man, that match was one of the matches to remember. I remember it. I remember them struggling from what I remember. Asuka Charlotte works. Rhea Bianca, that's your future.
Yeah.
Put them on Mania. Are you saving it for 40? You want to save it for 40? Save it for 40. But this was the time to do it, I feel like. I'm with you on this. I feel like that's the only spot where they flubbed a bit.
Yeah.
Where they should have looked at who they had working who for the women's titles.
Because honestly, outside of that, Theory Cena,
awesome, bro.
Let's make predictions. Let's go down this card, make predictions.
Sure,
what do you say?
Let's do it. So
we'll take it down. Theory Cena, who goes over?
Theory.
The
United States title. Over. Cena does the favor for Theory.
Yeah.
Because Cena already won the match at the promo. I was there live for that. Cena won. He went over there at the promo when he told him he wasn't ready.
But Theory's promo this Monday in the empty arena.
I don't need to do it in front of these people,
bro.
I don't do it for them.
This dude was like, all that everyone was crapping on me. I got owned by John Cena, and in a second, he said, "Give me that back.
I'll take it back. Homie. Theory is the future of this company, man. You can see it.
Man, when he said that line, I was like, I'm mad I didn't think of that. I'm mad I didn't think of
what a way to flip it,
nobody, and just be like, y'all don't deserve to hear me do it live.
Right. Like, oh, damn. Yeah, no, I think Theory goes up, retains his US title, big quality win, setting him up for something big next, whoever it is after the Raw, after WrestleMania. You agree, right? You going with Theory?
Oh, 100%.
Okay. Rollins, Logan Paul.
I think Seth Rollins has to take a win. Seth Rollins has been doing way too many jobs to everybody. Seth Rollins has been so giving. And Logan Paul, he can lose every match.
Yeah.
No one cares.
So this is a classic. We want to see the heel get their butts kicked.
Oh, yeah. I want to see Logan Paul get his comeuppance. Yeah.
I think Paul 2 times in a row has knocked out Rollins. In that sense, they've made Paul a legitimate contender, and they made his right hand matter. If he catches Rollins, he can knock him out and win the match. They did that in a few weeks. Paul can talk him. He can talk you into the room. Yep. That's his job, literally. Before all this, he can talk you into the room. So I feel like that's going to be one of the hottest matches of the night, crowd wise.
Oh, because I think so too.
I don't know the capacity of SoFi. I think it's like 70K for football. Let me just see. The capacity for football is 70K. It says 100,000 for major events. That's what this will be. It's a huge stadium. I don't know if you've seen it. Huge stadium. Okay. Rivals AT&T because it just got built. It just got built recently. That's why. Gotcha. It's like, I think their stadium is less than 5 years old. So, the bigger the better when it comes to stadiums now. So Imagine 100,000. Whoa.
No, that's what I'm looking forward to, as well as just what the crowd's gonna be like.
Oh,
Man.
you know that crowd. Every Mania crowd's hot. So you can only imagine in Los Angeles, it's gonna be amazing. 6 women tag match. What do you see here?
Damage Control's gonna go over because Damage Control's been getting beat up. You know what? In old
So far, we're
school
all together.
attitude era booking, I've watched Damage Control put over Trish and them too much. Last licks. The
Last licks.
got
Who
last
gets
lick.
He
was going over.
He was going over. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tried and true, bro. Tried and true. I'm with you. I think Damage Control gets a big win here. I'm not concerned, but I'm wondering what they're going to do with these belts. Raw after WrestleMania main event, maybe. I don't know.
So I've read some predictions online. Do you see a universe where Dakota Kai and Io Sky turn on Bayley if they lose? Let's just say Damage Control takes another L. Do you see them two turning on Bayley and Bayley going back to being a babyface? Because so here was
Hugger Bayley. Hugger Bayley.
When I read this take, it caught my attention, but my issue with it was that heel Bayley is something that Hugger Bayley could never be.
Right. She can't
when
go back.
Heel Bayley says, "Listen, you idiots."
Right. Ding dong. Hello. Like heel Bayley. This Bayley that we have now is the Bayley that always needed to be here. Hugger Bayley is like, I'm in the Indies for the first time. This is my first gimmick.
Yeah.
Hugger Bayley, heel Bayley is like, I understand the business. I know what I need to do to get over. Here I am. This is her what do they say? Her turned up to 10 or 11.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah.
So I just think they have to get a win. They have to get that win.
Yes, I agree.
All right. Brock versus Omos. Who's your pick?
Sir.
Actually, it's Omos.
Omos, excuse me.
The O sounds like an A.
Yes.
Omos.
Brock versus Omos.
Omos over with the help of the Hurt Business.
Ooh.
You disagree?
You think Brock does the favors?
Yes. I think Brock does the favor and he's gone for a while. Brock comes back at SummerSlam. Or was it Money in the Bank that's in like London?
Yeah.
Brock comes back for that. Bobby, Omos, Cedric and Shelton. I feel like we're going to see Cedric and Shelton.
See, I think Brock goes over.
Okay.
Brock goes over here and Brock does the honors in London. I don't think Brock
again in London?
I don't think Brock does the honors at Mania. I think
payday's too big, brother.
I think we get to see Brock. Brock's going to throw him around, right? Because remember the weigh-in. DT brought this up, and I was like, it made sense to me. The fact that they weighed him, they weighed Omos, and they made sure to say he's 400-something pounds, and Brock never jumped on the scale.
Right. No one because cared. It doesn't matter how much Brock weighs.
We just
all that matters is how he's gonna get tossed.
Yo, how great was Omos holding that scale on his shoulder like it weighed 2 pounds?
Like it was a toothpick, sir?
This
is him. This is him holding the scale.
It made no sense.
This is my Fire TV remote.
Visually made no sense. He just was holding it in one hand, like, and he was like this holding it like. It reminded me of when Big Show had that backboard in his hand, and Brock, and they were just like, humans don't hold things like that. You're not supposed to be able to hold it like that.
Me and the wife were watching it, and the only thing we could say is, we were like, wow, look how small that scale looks. And I was like, look how he's waving that thing around. My wife's like, do you think it's gimmicked? Like maybe there's no actual weight in there? I was like, I don't think so. I think Omos is just that big of an individual.
I don't think who would go through all that. Who would go through all that effort? Yeah, we need to gut the scale so he can do the spot where he picks it up.
Like,
no way.
I don't think so.
It goes to show you how Viking Brock, who just picked it up with one hand, and then Omos gets that kick, and I'm like, who picks up a scale that heavy with one hand?
Like a toothpick, bro. It's like, it's insane. Okay, so you think Brock goes over this match? You think he?
I think for the
Omos
stage,
goes to Suplex City for real.
I think Omos is going to go to Suplex City. I think Brock's going to toss him around, and it's going to be, how long's the match?
5
or less. I think 7.
That's all you need. All you need is 5. Ding, ding, ding. Brock's going to try and do the run up on Omos. Omos starts the heat from right there. Brock underneath. They keep going. Brock finally gets him. He tries to hook him a few times. Couple elbows from Omos, right? Finally gets him. Boom, 1. Crowd's gonna go nuts because I feel like it's gonna be like a deadlift almost.
Sure.
And then Omos is gonna go over. Boom, he takes that bump, and people are gonna freaking erupt. They're gonna go banana. And then a couple more times. And like I said, I think Omos goes over, but you say Brock goes over. But I feel like that's gonna be the match. 5 minutes. 7, you're going too long. 7, you're cutting somebody else's time. 5:37.
Fair. I'll take it.
That's how I look at it. All right. Bianca Asuka, who goes over? You said it already.
I think Bianca retains because I don't see what the point of Asuka winning is.
If Asuka goes over, I don't know why. But now I think they've written themselves into a corner. Bianca goes over. Now what? This is why I said Rhea should have been the opponent. Because Bianca, it's time for Bianca can drop the title. It's okay. She won't lose anything. Her not being the champion.
Oh, she's made. Bianca's made.
Yes, she's a star now.
Bianca has entered that next level. Yeah.
I feel like Rhea has not. Maybe this is why they're having her work Charlotte, because Rhea beating Charlotte is a more high-profile win for her. Sure. I don't know. But now that we said that, because I agree with you. I think Bianca beats Asuka.
Yeah.
With not with ease, but clean it over. Charlotte, Rhea. Yeah. I just the momentum Rhea's had all year.
Yeah. I can't imagine all this buildup to have Charlotte just beat her.
Right, because I don't think you could have done Rhea Ronda. That's why Charlotte goes over. So Correct. Now you got Charlotte Rhea. So yeah, we'll skip this next one. Save that one for last. Go ahead. You asked.
Let's go. All right, so let's start off. Gunther, Sheamus, Drew, triple threat.
Sheamus.
Yes, because they keep bringing up
he's never won the title.
Well, that and also London and also Gunther saying, I don't want to lose. Who are you to book this match? I'm going to lose my belt and not get pinned. And they keep bringing that up. And I'm like, is that a red herring now? Or are they just
Sheamus
saying that
so Drew maybe?
And that's what I think is going to happen. Sheamus beats Drew, and then Sheamus and Drew at London, or you're going to have a rematch of the triple threat. They're going to run it back.
Listen, I could watch it all. I could watch 8 of them press each other 8 times.
Yeah, I'm
in the same night. Yeah, they can have a best of 7 against each other.
I'm with you. I think Sheamus is going to beat
Sheamus. Drew. I feel again another guy who's had a great year. A lot of these people have had great years that we're calling about. Sheamus had a great year with the Brawling Brutes. I feel
he had a resurgence. His career really had a resurgence. Who knew?
And to think about it, Sheamus has been around for damn near 15 years in this company.
Bro, he was around
probably if you count developmental. Right, exactly. So remember when I was living with you, ECW, New Superstar Initiative. He was working Goldust.
Oh no!
And I was like, that's when it was. Let me see. I'm gonna be quick about it. Sheamus.
Yeah, because we got to run.
Yeah. We're gonna wrap.
Hitting up against the time here.
09. Oh, sorry, no. 06 to 09, he was in developmental.
Wow.
And he did ECW 09. Yep. Insane. So yeah, 14 years on the main roster. Hell in a Cell. You go ahead.
A lot of rumors on this match. Have you heard any of the online rumors of this match?
Talk to me.
Okay, online rumors are saying this is what my sources tell me.
Oh boy. Vern Meltzer, Daddy. Hold on. Before you continue, hold on. I got you, brother. Hold on, brother. Just give me 1 second. For the audio listener, I am changing Vern's last name. He's now Vernon Meltzer.
So, what I've heard is, and of course, this is fans. I don't know if this is true or not. I'm just reporting. Don't get mad at me because I'm just reporting, sharing this. But allegedly, rumor has it that Christian. Remember when he was buried alive at that AEW match? He was buried and he disappeared.
His contract's not up, is it?
That allegedly, now some camp says Christian's contract is up. Other camps are saying Christian resigned. No one knows for sure. But some think that Tony Khan may have tried to work something out with the Fed to get Christian back. But I've heard rumors of a Brood reunion. And this being because Edge has said he wants to make this the last year of his career. So him and Jay, rumors I've heard that Judgment Day Brood might be the big blow off. Will be Judgment Day Brood reunion for 1-2 shows. Then Christian's going to turn on Edge. Edge and Christian are going to have their big blowout. You're done. They retire. That's the big brain tinfoil I've read downstairs in the basement. Have you heard anything on this?
I haven't heard a word about that.
But your mouth is being open because you're seeing that there's some dots to connect.
Because
I've
oh, Vern Meltzer, I'm putting your name back. You're pissing me off. It's about to be FVM in a second. Here's back to Somoza, sir. Hold on a second.
That's what I've been reading, man. I've been reading some energy about the rumors. Rumors are flying, and again, there should be nothing to these rumors, but this is the craziest rumors I've read. I just want to share with you the wildest rumors.
I'm on some website. I just looked it up. Apparently, somebody has kept a tally of their contract lengths of every worker. Like I see Brock Anderson, Bryan Danielson, Cash Wheeler. I get down to Chris Jericho.
Wow.
Christian Cage.
Did they have Chris Jericho at 10 years, right? Chris Jericho signed for 10
December
years.
2025. He re-signed a multi-year deal. He signed 10 years. Insane.
He signed 10 years. Yeah, he did. He signed for 10 years.
Okay.
Christian Jericho has signed until he's 60-something.
Whatever. Okay. We're not talking about the Ocho right now. All right. We're talking about freaking Christian Cage because Vernon Meltzer just blew my mind as we hit the 2.5-hour mark.
Go ahead.
Okay. It says Christian Cage signed with AEW in a multi-year contract in March 2021, which will likely last until March 2024. So this person is just guessing that it's a 3-year deal. So, Jesus.
So
we shall see.
Because I've been hearing Don Tony and a lot of different podcast listeners, they've been talking about a lot of rumors of big things are going to happen at the show. Because remember, this is the show where Vince is bringing all the execs and Vince is trying to sell the Fed.
That's allegedly.
And we've heard allegedly that he's going to make the hard push. So you think everything's got to go perfect. He's going to pull out all the stops. This may be the greatest WrestleMania of all time
ever,
because 39. This is the one where they're like, yo, if we're going to blow the bank, we're going to blow the bank on this one. So I think that's an insane thing to happen. But if it were to happen, I would be giddy and lose my mind.
You blew my mind.
What?
So
this really happened.
I was going to say Finn's going up. But with that kind of logic, if we go that way, Edge could be your victor.
I think Edge has to win. Finn doesn't need it.
Edge needs Finn needs it. I'm looking at it as like Theory and Cena. But if you watch the story, Edge needs his comeuppance.
Edge has to get the redemption for his wife.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree with you there.
All right.
But I'm just saying Finn because the old school worker.
So if that does happen, I'm just telling you.
You heard it here first. I'm not saying
you didn't hear it from me first. I'm just repeating. I'm
Vernon
repeating
Meltzer.
What I've heard. Yeah, I'm repeating what I've heard from others.
Okay, showcase matches. What you got? Just we'll do those both quick right now.
Okay, on Chelsea Sonya. I want Team Karen to win. I want Team Karen to win, and I want them to, because it would be the culmination of their beef with what's
Adam Pearce.
It would be the
Scrap Daddy.
Of Scrap Daddy, Iron, what the heck?
Iron 8? Iron, no,
was it Scrap Daddy? I thought it was
Scrap Daddy anyway. AP. He was Adam Pearce.
Yeah, there we go. Scrap Daddy
AP.
Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce. I don't think he wants that smoke because if they don't win, I expect to see a finger in his face and a stern letter being
nasty letter written to Triple H. Listen,
I really think it's gonna be Chelsea Sonya.
No, Ronda Shayna.
Shayna. I mean, I wanted to be Chelsea
you want it to be Chelsea Sonya. It's Ronda Shayna. It's
gonna be Ronda.
It's Ronda Shayna. Okay, for the guys,
I can't disagree with you. I wanted to be Chelsea Sonya, but it's gonna be Ronda Shayna.
For the guys, I hope to see the models. I hope to see the models in front of 100,000 people. But the Street Profits are the ones going over there.
Yeah. Looking at this list, I think the predictions are true. I think Otis is gonna walk off.
Can't wait.
I think Otis is taking a walk.
Did you watch
what?
That bump segment? You watched it, right? With Massey?
Oh my God.
You contemptuous something he kept calling her. Oh my God.
God, you troglodyte.
Massey is so good. So good.
Massey has embraced the character to a point where I'm like, bro, you've committed hard. And again, remember that tweet I sent you where people were trying to clown him?
And he's just having the best time of his life.
No, he was like, y'all are really salty because I'm having the most fun in my entire career.
Like, yo, let me be, bro. I'm having fun. I don't have a stupid mask on with face paint. I'm not acting like someone else. I don't have to do commentary. I'm getting to have fun, and I'm not even bumping right now.
Dude, can I tell you, you have to listen to Bobby's Hall of Fame speech. After
I
you
will.
just said that,
Yeah.
listen to Bobby's Hall of Fame because he said some things that I want to talk about with you because I feel like
Okay. All right.
Bobby was hitting at something, and I'm like,
Listen,
So
man.
I because Bobby is a member of that generation. Bobby did it. And to
Yeah.
hear him talking, I want to hear your opinion. If you think Bobby was just being a Fed shill, or if you think, because I think Bobby was being himself, but what he said, I find like that's interesting. Because if
Okay.
he said that, that's interesting. So
All right,
I leave you with
save it
that.
for the next show.
Save it for the next show.
do it. Right.
But from this match, I agree 100%. It has to be the Street Profits.
I feel like the Street Profits, man. They're the only, well, besides the Viking Raiders and Alpha Academy, Braun Strowman and Ricochet, two guys thrown together. Street Profits has the highest profile name, and it's just a showcase.
And the Viking Raiders.
I like Eric and Ivar. I like them
as people. I like them personally.
Yeah, shout out to Hanson.
Yeah. I don't know where this character goes because I don't see what this character. After that crazy boat match they had, remember that match they had with
the New Day?
New
Day. Yeah,
that was a wild match.
Right. They went in and they went over.
Yeah, and that was it. Remember
and then they were just gone. Yeah, that's some TK booking right there. Put them over and then take them off TV for a while and make them not matter. Hey, maybe the Viking Raiders go over here. We could be wrong.
I would be if they won. You would see me asking the question, why?
Okay, here goes some good ones here. Let's save the bloodline for last.
Okay.
Ray versus Dominic.
Has to be Ray.
Ooh.
I want it to be Dom. I want it to be Dom because I'm like, man, that's the rub, blah, blah, blah. But I think if Dom wins, you're left with a sour taste in your mouth because Dom has been such a smarmy little jerk this entire time.
He has to get his butt whipped by his daddy.
His daddy punching him, anybody could have understood that. I've shown that clip to all sorts of different people, and everyone's just like, I would have beat the hell out of him.
I would have put him over my knee.
I would have done worse. I would have broke his face.
Do we get a spanking spot in the match? Ray puts Dom over his knee. Maybe Ray wears a belt with his gear. He takes the belt. He rocks
as
chanclas.
Much as Dominic, like, here's the thing. I don't think Dominic loses. If Dominic takes the L, he doesn't lose nothing. It could be his redemption story. But Dom, where Dom was to where we saw Dom turn into right here,
right?
Ray has to win because if not, the story would just leave a sour taste in your mouth.
What did we say a year ago? It was them two in a tag match together, triple threat tag.
Yeah.
Right. Now here they are working each other to fight the next year.
But I think Ray has to go over to make the story. I don't know.
I'm going Dom, bro. I'm going Dom.
I just don't. I think the story leaves you with a bad taste in your mouth. Tell me why Dom? Why Dom?
It's the old school worker in me, brother. I know Ray's on the way out soon. It's my same thought of Finn and Edge. Same thought for Theory and Cena. Good thing I'm not booking winners and losers because my stuff would be too predictable. But
wait, that guy's contract's up. Oh, you know who's going over.
You gotta take him out of here. But no, it's a toss-up in all honesty. It's a toss-up. Yeah. I can see either winning.
One.
I want
Dominic
to win.
Yeah.
I want Dominic to win.
You know what?
Either or.
I think I'll change my mind depending what happens at the Hall of Fame.
Me and
if
you,
the
right
Hall
here.
of Fame,
we're here,
if
brother.
the Hall of Fame,
we're
if
here.
Dom does some pettiness at the Hall of Fame, like some just nastiness,
raise up.
Then Ray is gonna. Ray better bloody him. We better see Ray Dad going gig him the hard way.
Oh God!
Oh God! Yes.
God! You gotta get the flare.
God! Just God! All night.
All right. So here we go. In my opinion, I don't know if you think this way. These are our main events of Mania for both nights.
Yes.
Night 1, Usos, Kevin Owens and Zayn. Night 2's no brainer. It's Reigns.
All I'm saying is I know I'm gonna miss this match, so I'm gonna shut my phone off. I don't want to hear from any of you guys.
Yeah, we're not gonna text.
I'm just gonna
make sure me and Shay are not texting you.
I want to watch it live. I already told the people that like dag on it. Told them at the shoot, like
duck.
Yeah, duck that. Yeah, duck that.
Woo!
I've done this whole time. Yeah.
I just realized that.
Yeah. I don't want to know because I know I'm going to miss it. I know I have to work because it's it's an important day, so it's a lot of work to do that next day.
A lot
so
of work on that next.
Yeah, so I'm like, I won't have the opportunity. So I'm like, I know I'm gonna miss it, but
yeah,
I want to wake up in a world where dreams do come true. Two childhood friends get to hold the tag belts up because two brothers got to do it already.
Yeah,
and they got to be the most bad, just tough guys around. One of the greatest stories ever told. I want to have that nostalgia feels moment of being able to go, this is a moment the good guys made it. This is a moment they're like, dreams do come true. A boyhood dream. A dream realized.
You got to do it. Hold on, you got to do it.
Like that kid at your show you did who won the belt, right? Like that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Wait, what? Duck me right there.
Nope. We're not ducking that at all, brother. We saved that for the car, but it popped out in reality. Oh well.
My bad.
Nah, you good, gang. Okay. I really don't care. At this stage of my career, I don't care who I offend. I really don't.
I'm just saying, but it's just I expect to see that same hype.
Yes.
I expect to see that same emotion, that same just
elation, tears.
I want to be happy. I expect to see people crying.
Yep.
I expect to see people crying in the crowd, hugging each other, and
if people aren't crying, I'd be shocked. If people aren't crying, I'd be shocked.
Yeah.
Confetti when they go over.
So much. Fireworks, everything.
I think we get confetti twice. Night one for these guys, for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Let us be clear. We're saying Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are going to go over for the tag belts over the Usos. And
main event of night two. Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes and Roman.
We have to ask the question.
Now, hold on. Now,
okay, please.
Me personally, this is why I can't book Mania, brother. This is why I'd give you the card to book Mania if I had this card. I would want Roman to retain. I know.
We had that conversation last week, and I was bugging Ian about it, but go ahead, please.
I know you watched the story. If you watch the story, it's slated for Cody. Cody deserves it. The way
Did I convince you?
No, he didn't convince me. I've always said to myself,
okay.
Cody's going over.
Heads on with. Okay, we were up on this.
Cody's going over
last week. Okay,
but I
feel like
want
last week you weren't with me on this.
No, what I want is Roman to go over. I want, because just like we said a while ago, I want those 1,000 days. I want those. I told you this a while ago. I said Roman beats
he's
Cody.
At 1,000. He's at at Mania. He'll be at 1022 on Mania cumulative. He'll be at 1022.
What does cumulative mean?
At his entire reign, he's been champ for 1,022 days.
Has he? I thought he's at 9 something.
They put that. You're talking about single run, continuous run. This is combined run. He's at 1,022. They put that. They've been saying this stat, dropping that stat.
Boo.
So that's what I was like. In a way, they kind of tipped the hat in a way, because it was like, I guess. Because when I saw that, it made me happy.
It says 941 days.
But 941 this single reign. But if you look at his combined total,
win. He hasn't lost the time. That's what I don't understand.
Combined, and those combined being champ. He's been the champ for over 1,000 days.
I'm seeing 941.
Isn't that 940? But 941 for the single run. He's been champ for currently. He's held the belt for over 941 days. No,
he's held this title for 941 days. Okay.
Hold on.
So right here. That's what you're saying? They said 941 and 360?
What's that number give us?
12 something.
Yep. At the moment they have him combined
1301.
Okay.
That's what they're saying?
I don't know if it's 1301, but at the moment, see right now, two-time Wikipedia currently has him at 1,003 plus days.
I don't like that. I don't like it, bro.
But I'm telling you, they just put that. They've been putting out the graphic the last few days over, and I was like, I wonder if that's going to be
whack.
A weird technicality out of it.
No, the man has been a champion.
Okay, right here, Roman Reigns, right here. Read
it aloud, because that kind of sets me off now.
This is from TJRWrestling.net. TJR staff published. December 11th. This was published December 11th of December 2022.
Last year. Yep. Couple months
And
ago. 3 months ago.
let me see. WWE on BT Sports Twitter account has revealed that Roman Reigns has passed a new milestone by surpassing 1266 days combined as a top champion in WWE.
But
so that's what I'm saying. So by the time, but by the time he gets to Mania, it'll be 10. It'll be whatever. It'll be over 1,000.
That's whack. No,
I'm looking for the story now. Now you make me think I'm
sure, and send it to me. So while we're off the air, I can tell you how I really feel about it. But I'm just gonna keep it PG and say that's whack. The man won the Universal title 941 days ago. He then won the the WWE title 360 days ago because it was at Mania. He beat Brock, right? So why are we combining days? His longest reign is 941 days. Attached to that, 360 of those days, he was also another champion. So if that, I'm not a fan of that. And if that's the way to get him over 1,000, that's corny. That's corny, and that's just you.
Did I make this up? You got me thinking I made this up.
You can't find it now?
I promise you, I've seen graphics about it. And I heard him talk. And I said it twice.
Somebody probably did.
They said it because they said it. They daggone said it on. I swear, I heard Corey Graves bring it up a few times, and I was like,
I don't know.
I was like, why do they keep bringing this up as like a random throwaway comment? All right,
I don't know. But like I said, I want Roman to win. But if that's what they're saying, I know now Cody's going over. I knew Cody was going over no matter what. I'll call it right now. But if the bell rings and Roman's head of the table music plays, I'm gonna look like homie that saw Undertaker lose to Brock Lesnar. I will still be shocked, but I will be happy when Cody wins. Cody goes over. Cody gets to live that boyhood dream. Same idea, boyhood dream, win the title. Something that your daddy never really had a chance to. He had one shot at it, didn't get it. You finally get to hoist that title in the air, something nobody in your family has done, and you're the third wrestler in your family. So I can see Cody going over. I like the story. Cody has been the white meat babyface since he's come here. So let him run with the strap. I made that
story up. I can't find it.
You can't find it now.
Apparently, I made this up.
You didn't make that up out of nowhere.
I did not make this up. I promise you. I see this. I'm like,
when you find it, you send it to me. We'll put it. We'll post it on the IG for anybody.
Seriously, what the hell?
All right. Anyway. So yeah, you say Cody, I say Cody, but I want Roman. But
I want Cody so badly to win this belt. I am looking forward to celebrating Cody Rhodes winning this belt. I'm looking forward to Cody winning the belt his daddy lost at the Garden. Yeah. That's it, sir. I told you the second I saw him win the Rumble, I said, oh, that's it. I don't care what happens from now until Mania. I need to see Cody win. I am looking forward to celebrating that man is champion.
Now, before we go off the air, did you hear that last promo on Raw they had with each other, Roman and Cody? You see that promo?
Oh.
Where Roman tried to walk him down. What do? You didn't want to be Stardust, so you left. And then you started your own promotion.
Yo, where they both started going very they got inside baseball in a very.
Now that was a way to do it, though.
Because you don't have to always be so on the nose. You don't always have to be so freaking Remember when the booking was bad and you were mad at creative?
Right.
Did you have to say all that? You couldn't just say you remember when you didn't want to be Stardust? That's all.
Didn't want to be Stardust. I feel like the way you just said that's something MJF would have done as the champion. MJF would have went too far and on the shoot. Roman tiptoed over the line and then stepped right back. And
you went elsewhere. You couldn't cut it there.
You couldn't cut it there, and you came back. But Cody, to me, I feel like Cody's rebuttal, where he says, let's talk about you, about the day after WrestleMania, when you're no longer the champion. And he said, you know what's going to happen? Jay's going to leave. And when Jay leaves, you know Jimmy's going to leave. And once the Usos are gone, Solo's gone. And then your wise man becomes an advocate again. And I was like,
that line was money. That line was money.
Paul's like, don't you worry, you're still my tribal chief. He's like begging to him, you're still my tribal chief. Again, we talked about Paul's character in the Bloodline episode. If y'all didn't hear it, please go back in the archives and listen to that. But I think I am excited. This is why I said, listen, I'm gonna bring it up now. there's a party that's happening on April 2nd that I just found out about today. That is a family party. I told my wife I'm not going. All my energy is for WrestleMania this weekend. This is probably the most excited I've been for WrestleMania in Lord knows how long. I've been watching WrestleManias live since, I don't know, 14 maybe. I think it was my first WrestleMania live. And I've seen them all. Thanks to you, because you had a whole DVD set of all the WrestleManias. That was awesome. And this one I'm the most excited for in a very long time. Any closing statements before we take it on home?
Man, I'm having Mandela effect. I think I made all that up.
Now you're not seeing it. Well, if that's the case, Roman go over and get to 1,000 days. Is 2 more months Money in the Bank?
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. Remember, that was the thing I argued with Ian, that I said Roman holds it, he keeps it until SummerSlam. And at SummerSlam,
that's what I said.
Or Money in the Bank, because Money in the Bank technically would be 1,000 days, would be exactly Money in the Bank, but that also feels too on the nose. So
SummerSlam would be, it's SummerMania. That's what I said to you a while ago. I said, let Roman retain, because Cody will come back way too soon, way too close to Mania. Granted, they have, with Triple H here, you got to see him on Raw and SmackDown. So they got to utilize both shows as opposed to just one. So you got to progress the story more because you had a lot more opportunities to tell it. So I love how you're like scrambling to look for it, but you can't find it. You're going to have to wave that pencil soon, brother. You giving up on it? Wave the pencil. We're going home, brother. But yeah, man, I can't wait. These next few days are going to be awesome. It's going to start with the Multiverse United. You excited for that one? Ring of Honor on Honor Club. You excited for that one? Friday Night SmackDown. You excited for that?
Hell yeah.
All right, man. Let's wave that pencil one more time. Let's get the music playing. All right, music is playing. It's time to wrap it up. Man, this was a long one, but hey, it's Mania season, man. I feel like Mania season, the episodes are always long.
Absolutely.
This has been another episode of the Pay Window Podcast. Point at it for me, Vern. On the Sandbox Podcast Network for my man, Vernon Somoza. Touch it. Touch it. Touch it. There we go. Ow. I am Frank Champion. I am me. He is him. We are they. Say peace, Vern.
Peace, Vern.
And we're out of here.